was going to say for once I'm actually on time exactly, but it's 8:01 now, so I was late, I guess. I have to make sure the audio sounds good.
Late.
Yep, audio sounds kind of loud, but maybe I'm just talking loud. Well, here we go. First comment goes to... Oh, I gotta change this to live chat. Smith0, stream? Yes, we are streaming. And I have to plug my merchandise, as is tradition now. What shall I plug? I'll plug this shirt, because someone bought one last time. Oh, did it not pin did it pin the product? Oh, what did I even do here? I'm missing all the viewers come in now. Come on, YouTube. What did that even do? Not pinned, okay. Well, I don't know why it's not pinned. Classic YouTube messing up. Anyway, so we got Smith0 with the first comment, Decado Prime, Jose Manuel, 88 R-Man, Supersonic Reese, Jay the Lego Guy, Supersonic 10, Auto Sport Crasher, Anna Drake, Carrie Sings, and then Nightopian Zoog Weekends, and there goes the chat. Well, thanks for stopping by, guys. Oh, did I not click pin product? There it is. Okay, I'll just leave that there. Gotta plug my merch. And now YouTube's telling me to insert ads. So what's up, guys? Glad you could all stop by. Turtlecraft Z, what's up? Been a while. PK King Crimson, MP474, what's up? Sebastian Lozano Films, Lane. Been a while, Lane, what's up? Black Harrow, C2R, Austin LaPlante, 69th person. Official Complete Gamer, Pedro Arthur. All right, so we got a lot of people. Sunswift. So we're doing exactly what the title says we're doing. Actually, the title wasn't very specific with what we were doing, but we are basically hanging out, talking about lost media, and doing what we usually do. So yeah, I'll just let people kind of roll in here. I'm reading some of the comments. And Turtlecraft Z. Yeah, I'm actually a little salty about that search. The SpongeBob Got Milk commercial, because I was planning on covering it in a video. But if so many people already know about it, and like everyone's already going to talk about it, then I don't really feel like I need to. So I might not end up doing that now, because I had found that topic weeks before anyone else cared about it, and I thought, like, this is probably going to go under the radar. There was a thread in the Lost Media Wiki, and it was pretty old, so I thought, like, if no one's talked about it by now, they probably won't. And unfortunately, now it's a really big deal, and I'm probably not going to cover it. Got a super chat, I think. Rob's Media, what's up? When the heck is our collab? Let me know, man. I'm down for a collab. Thanks for the super chat. I was gonna say you already released your also 420 nice meme. I'm gonna leave that there. Not gonna even round it up. It actually smells like weed around here because someone smokes weed like in this area, so I can actually smell it from here. Yeah, you already released the Impractical Jokers video, but I was actually thinking like that would actually be a cool one to collab on, but maybe in the future if you do another like internet lost media thing. I'm kind of interested in internet stuff too. I did that one video on YouTube videos that I remember watching that are now lost, so my DMs are open. Ed Mario, are you aware of the 2 previously unreleased Toonheads episodes that were uploaded? Yes, I am aware of that. I actually was talking to the people that uploaded those before they even uploaded them. They DM'd me and they said that they had them and they were going to release them, and I was really excited about that. And I said, well, they didn't know when they were going to release them, and I said, well, I'm working on like a found media video, so if you release them before then, I'll include them in the video. And then they released them. So yes, I am aware of that. But for those of you who don't know, I guess this does tie into the title. Yeah, so I did a video a while ago on Toonheads, and it discussed a couple lost episodes. One was the 12 Missing Hairs, which was a collection of banned Bugs Bunny cartoons, and the other was the worst cartoons ever from like the Warner Brothers library or whatever it was. And both of those specials were kind of like mostly created and they were intended to air, but they never did air. So these people got in touch with Jerry Beck, who wrote the episodes, and he gave them copies to upload to YouTube. So now you can watch these Toonhead specials that never aired. I did not watch the Worst Cartoons one yet. That one's a little longer. I don't think it was properly cut all the way. It wasn't like edited. I think it was a little like, it was kind of like a rough cut. The 12 Missing Hairs one is also a little rough too. It's not like a completely finished thing. They only have temporary voice actor in it. They don't have the narrator of the series because it didn't get that far in production. But it's really, really cool watching that one, and like Cartoon Network themselves basically going over why they didn't end up airing it on TV. I think that they probably actually did I think they actually made the right call to not air it on TV. Like before before the special was released, I thought, oh, why didn't they show that? It seems like something that would have been really good to like have, on TV. But after watching it, some of the stuff and the way they were trying to kind of like describe why it's not appropriate, I can very much see why they decided not to show it. I think the topic is just too big, I think, to discuss in like a little half-hour special for Cartoon Network. But I'm glad that we can finally see it. And I think on the internet, people can like maybe appreciate it more than they would have back in 2001 on Cartoon Network. And I saw a couple of super chats from Nostalgiamation. Thanks for that, as always. Originally, the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie was considering to have Pluto be the villain of the film, but they changed to Peter Pan. I remember hearing about that, actually. I think there was a thread on the Lost Media Wiki forums about that. I think that was around the time that... Okay, that was 5. I think I remember hearing about that around the time that the movie came out. And I never looked into it beyond that, but I did hear that. I don't know if there's an alternate cut or something, but I did hear about that. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I had to say about that movie. I never watched it. I don't have Disney Plus, so I couldn't watch it, but I heard it had a lot of cool references and memes in it. And the Mr. Krabs, 55. Hey, LSuperSonicQ, what do you think of the vid we collabed with? Pardon for my mic quality. Thanks for the super chat. I didn't watch the entirety of the video yet. I watched like the first like little bit of it. But I thought it was really good. I actually liked doing the narrations as well. I thought the script was really good too as I was reading through it and stuff. In the video, it ended up being like the length of the video was quite longer than I thought it was going to end up being, which is really cool. So yeah, I'll have to check that one out in more detail. I just haven't had time yet, but yeah, I thought it was really cool that it was so long and that it's finally out. I missed a bunch of comments, but yeah, I'm probably just gonna jump around the comments as we usually do. Sonic Shoes. Oh, what? Yo, Sonic Shoes, what's up? It's been a long time. Will you cover more controversial topics or just stick to what you like? I would like to cover more controversial things if I could find them. There's not a whole lot of, like, the Toonheads topic that I picked, that video, was, like, a very unique circumstance. Like, there's not a lot of other topics like that I can just pick and choose from. But if I found anything else that was slightly controversial that related to Cartoon Network or something, yeah, I would talk about it. It's just hard to find, like, similar topics, like, to each other all the time. Like, some things like, okay, Lost Animation, yeah, there's a billion Lost Animation, but, like, banned Cartoon Network stuff, that's a lot smaller. Also, I think I'm going to change the thumbnail of the video. I think it was too memey for people. Of course, I don't have anything Lost Media related I can change it to. In my folder here. Okay, you get a my special book thumbnail. That's the only thing I had my. I could have. I guess I could have used. I could have changed to a Slamfest thing, but I don't know. I hope Swedish fish never become lost media. Jelly-filled empanada said. Yeah, that was part of the reason why I actually wanted to plug the Swedish fish. They came out with a new. Here, I guess we'll meme. They came out with this new kind. I destroyed the bag. It's called Swedish Fish and Friends, and they have. The light is not helping. They have pink dolphins and green turtles, and they're really good. I'm not even a big Swedish fish guy, but I really like these, so I'm not sponsored, but like you should buy them so they keep making them. I feel like every time they come out with a new Swedish fish or a new like Sour Patch Kid, they like release it and then like they just stop making it. So in a couple months, I'm sure like these are going to be like really hard to find. So you should buy these Swedish Fish and Friends brands so I can keep buying them and eating them. Also, I have them with me in case I need some extra like energy to get through the stream. I find that when I eat and drink on stream, it actually helps me get more like. It helps me like be able to continue through the stream better. Smith Zero has never had Swedish fish. Well, now's your chance. Scarlett said, "How's your night going, LSSQ?" Going good. We just started the stream, so we have not gotten into big meme territory yet. Oh, and then I saw Dino Kids. Did you hear lots of Toonhead episodes were found in an old 1990s episode? Yeah, the Barney Bear episode. I actually Zoog Weekends. Do you do this on purpose? Can you see my message? I saw that message. If you sent something else before that, I must have missed it or whatever. But yes, I can see that message. Yeah. Additionally, on the channel that uploaded the Toonhead specials, was a bunch of other like content, other like short clips and promos from some undocumented episodes. That old episode as well that you mentioned on Barney Bear. A lot of the earlier iterations of Toonheads are really hard to find. That 1992 version or the earlier version than the one that most people know. Those are really hard to find. So yeah, that channel's doing a lot of really good work with Toonheads, which I'm glad to see because that series, there really wasn't a whole lot from that series that was very well documented before that. And I saw Fideth said, "Hey, Super, is there any new stuff involving the Jimmy Two Shoes pilot?" Unfortunately, no, and that's partly my fault because I just have not been able to. Someone sent me a lead to people I should contact like a year ago, and I just never did. But I'll get to that at some point. I really want to wrap that mystery up, but it's just really hard when I have so much other stuff to do. I don't know if there's any Swedish Fish Lost media. I'm sure there's different varieties that don't exist anymore. We did go down like a gummy bear rabbit hole, I think, last stream or a couple streams ago. Papa John. It's the Papa John. LSSQ, I love your content, and watching your videos about interesting niche media has made the last couple of years much better for me. Oh, cool. Thank you for what you do, and keep it up. That's really awesome. I'm glad that my videos have improved your quality of life. I think that's one of the best comments that I get is when people say that, because I don't really, I just make the videos, and after that, I don't really think about like how people. Well, I read comments and stuff, even though I don't. I wish I could reply to more comments than I do, but I just don't have time to go through, 500 comments. But yeah, I kind of just release a video and like kind of see like the consensus of it. Like, oh, these were good topics. I'll cover similar ones, or like, oh, people didn't like this video. It didn't do good in views. But it's cool to actually know that like people enjoy my content beyond kind of just watching it like in the moment. Like it's bigger than that. So that's cool. Thank you for that comment. I plan on making more, videos as always. Big one coming out tomorrow, which you probably will be excited to watch. I think it's 26 minutes long, something like that. Bell, thank you for the super chat. Keckrock dating sim when? Honestly, when someone wants to develop that, that can happen. We've had all kinds of crazy Keckrock fan game ideas and stuff, so Um, I wouldn't be surprised if someone ended up like making that. Ray Droid, I really love your videos they've inspired me to do research on lost media myself. That's another cool thing I like about my videos is that they can inspire other people to do their own lost media, because I think that's something that a lot of people in the community also kind of ask me about or like comment about, is like, how do they get into lost media? Where do they go? And it's, one of the best ways to get into the community is just search for something you like. And I'm glad that my videos can like inspire people to do just that. Another super chat as well. Andrew M. Your videos are always interesting and presented well. I very much enjoy them. Love learning how deep the rabbit hole goes with lost media. Yeah, especially with some of the topics. Like Toonheads was a really good example. Like, I didn't even know before doing that video that so much lost Toonheads content even existed, and that so much of it was canceled. And like, I feel like every lost media topic is almost like its own ecosystem. Like, it has its own rabbit hole, its own story of lost content or canceled content, and like you never, and one thing could even lead to another. Like, I've searched for certain topics that have led me to other pieces of lost media from a different category. It's really cool. But thank you for the super chat. And I guess we have, guess we have 3 top crocodoners with the same donation amount. Oh yeah, that was a 420. Oh, I copied the whole thing already. Whoa, MP474. I was just gonna make a comment. Or a joke. I was gonna be like, now when someone donates more than $5, I'll have to transfer that whole list down one. So MP474. I just recently watched those Toonheads Lost episodes, and they were pretty dang good. And I really hope that more Toonheads episodes get found. Also, I hope that the Gourd Island anime film gets found someday. I think I remember you talking about, or it probably was you, but I remember like, I think we did discuss the Gourd Island thing briefly. It was like it was like an anime movie, I think, right? I don't remember exactly what we talked about specifically with that movie, but I do remember mentioning it. The Toonhead stuff, though, yeah, I really did enjoy the Toonheads episodes. I didn't watch the worst cartoons one, but the 12 Missing Hairs is what I was really interested in. That one was really cool to see. Just the way that they like presented the whole topic in like 2001, really, really interesting. But I do, like I said earlier, though, I do think it was probably a good call for them not to show it on TV, just because I just feel like the topic, like actually seeing those visuals with the audio, like on Cartoon Network. I know it didn't air, but like if it was to be on Cartoon Network in that context, I think it just would have been too hard for viewers to understand. Just the topic is like too big, I think, for that kind of thing, which is probably why they ended up canceling it. I know that like there were claims that like Warner Brothers kind of pressured Cartoon Network not to release it and stuff, so it was probably more of that kind of thing. But I do ultimately think it was probably the right decision. But I'm glad we can see it now. I'm glad that it exists now that we can see. And another super chat actually. Coffee Krona. Loved your recent Slamfest vid. Thanks so much for the great and wonderful content. Oh, and I'm wonderful. Thank you for that. I'll add you to the list. And actually, I was gonna say too, that's something else that I don't think I've streamed since the Slamfest video came out. So I guess we could talk about Slamfest a little bit, if anyone had any questions about Slamfest. But I guess I didn't realize it had been that long since we talked about it. So I guess the update video probably covers most of everything that's happened since then. But I guess like if anyone had any questions, I guess we could talk about it briefly. But I guess for the most part, nothing else has really happened. Another super chat. Wow, Nostalgiamation, thank you. There are so many lost commercials for Subway. Okay, there are so many lost commercials for Subway. Rick and Morty, Sheep in the Big City, Dexter's Lab, The Simpsons, Powerpuff Girls. What's next? Futurama, Aqua Teen, Hunger Force, My Little Pony, Bob's Burgers. It goes on and on. Interesting you say that. I did cover the Subway commercials for, I think it was the Time Squad ones. There was a Time Squad Subway commercial that people didn't know if it existed. I did cover that in a video. And I was always fascinated with the Rick and Morty ones. I feel like it's kind of become like a pretty big staple of, oh, we got, okay, I have to try and multitask here. I feel like the Rick and Morty one has become like a pretty big staple of Adult Swim lost media. I see a lot of people talk about that when they talk about Adult Swim lost media, but I haven't covered it before. I think maybe some people have already, but I've always found that one particularly interesting. Just the timing of it all was very strange to me. I think I remember the Dexter's Lab one as well. I think the Powerpuff Girl one is the only Cartoon Network one that's been found, actually. But yeah, I mean, who knows what other ones could resurface. I was actually, kind of to tie this into tomorrow's big collab video, I was thinking about this recently as I was getting the visuals for a section in tomorrow's video about lost commercials and lost advertising and how deep that rabbit hole goes, going back to the rabbit holes for stuff. It's really crazy when you think about how just like a commercial or a piece of advertising aired on TV or aired in a way, where its intention was to reach an audience, was to advertise, reach people, and something like that was intended to be seen by an audience is lost. And I know you can say that with anything, I guess, with any real like public lost media, but like specifically with advertising, it's like this was aired on TV to promote something and now it's gone, which I find very interesting in itself. But also just like the way in which you have to go about finding advertising is so different than like most other lost media. I keep thinking about talk about Subway, the Subway Perfection commercial, the biblical one that was the On the Hunt search a couple years ago. Like, we searched really, really hard for that one. And we ended up finding it because someone just happened to upload it on Instagram and we didn't even know it was there for like a couple weeks, I think. So it's funny how like advertising kind of ends up showing up when you least expect it. So I've always thought that was like particularly interesting about commercials and stuff. And there are some commercials, I guess, like Hitogata. Well, I guess it's more like a PSA, but like Hitogata, where it's like, it's so mysterious. We don't even have any like evidence or proof of it or anything. It's advertising is so crazy. The more time I spend digging deeper into lost media, the more I kind of find myself coming across advertising. And now I understand, years ago when I didn't research it, now I understand why so many people were involved in it back when I wasn't, because it is a very interesting rabbit hole if you just like look close enough at it. I think a lot of people, and this kind of applies to any kind of lost media, I think a lot of people kind of just dismiss it as like, well, it's just an ad or a commercial. It doesn't really matter. But I think it depends on the context in which you look at that topic and then determine like how important or maybe unimportant to you it is. But I mean, there are some ads that I do personally feel like I'm not very interested in. For example, a lot of the stuff that was in the Made in Point Richmond DVD, the internal Pixar DVD that was only made for employees, that was found a couple years ago, or a few years ago at this point, a lot of the content in there was early Pixar advertising for different brands and stuff. A lot of people are really interested in like Pixar, early Pixar, and those kinds of ads and stuff. I personally wasn't, so I kind of felt like that topic was a little disappointing to me. But people who were into Pixar and that kind of animation were really, really interested, right? And I think like on the other side, a lot of people probably aren't interested in like Subway commercials, like, right? Like, who cares? But I really wanted to find that biblical Subway commercial because the recollections were so mysterious. It was supposed to be low budget. You got to see what makes this commercial so memorable. So for that reason, I really wanted to find that. But there were a lot of people who said like, well, who cares about this commercial? It was just like a local commercial that doesn't matter. So it's all dependent on how you view a particular topic. And I guess not to get into like really, really far off stuff, but that even applies to like animation and stuff too. Like, you know, which animation topics are more important than others, and people don't like anime, some people don't like lost music, so it all depends. Theodactyl said 2022 has been a great year for lost media. Yeah, and I saw Dino Kid also said the lost original Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown recordings were unearthed. Oh, I think they said they were going to release it during October. That'd be cool, a little seasonal lost media. Yeah, I'm not super familiar about that Charlie Brown topic, but yes, I've been hearing a lot of people say that like this year is like the year for found media. We really have found a lot of stuff this year, which is crazy. Probably, I would say probably more than like in most other years. And I don't know if that's just a matter of like, well, I want to say, I don't know if it's just a matter of like, as we progress forward through time, more stuff is going to be unearthed, or if it's just a testament to how well the community can search for things. It's probably a little bit of both. Because I think to a certain extent, nothing is, well, within reason, nothing is going to be lost forever. I was actually like, you know, thinking about how, like, the lost media YouTubers 10 years from now, what are they going to talk about? Because all this stuff that we're finding, right, is going to be like old news 10 years from now, right? Like all these big things like the Wicked Witch episode, like Clockman, Kappa Monkey Pilot, JBVO, Toonheads, hopefully Slamfest, like all this stuff is all going to be found like 10 years from now, or it already has been found. So it's like, I'm really curious what the scene is going to look like 10 years from now when the new lost media YouTubers come into the community. What are they going to talk about? What new stuff is going to resurface or be discussed? And I think that's kind of exciting when you think about the future of lost media as well. Because I think there's always going to be stuff that's lost. There's always going to be stuff that's going missing. I mean, just like with the recent, all those shows that HBO Max took down or whatever. I didn't really follow that too closely, but I know that they took down a bunch of stuff. So lost media is always going to exist, but I guess the question is just like, what is the interest going to be, and what are those topics going to be like 10 years from now? I think that's really interesting to think about. Hopefully Slamfest excuse me while I weep for a moment, Ed Mario. Yeah, what's up, Yoshi Killer? Yeah, I mean, I personally do think Slamfest, I really do think it's going to show up. I don't think it is obscure enough or undocumented enough to not resurface and that no copies exist. I was also thinking, because I was talking about this with the group the other day, if on-stream media does not have it, and if Golden does not have it, which are basically the two big places we're looking right now, I really do think, and I don't know when it's going to be, but I really do think at some point in time, we will find a video file somewhere. And I'm not saying that it's going to be a fan who recorded it from their computer screen with a camera. I think it probably would be more, I think it would probably actually be like a video file. Like if you guys watch the video, the whole Shoutcast lead, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. It's like the last 5 minutes of the video. You can go watch that if you want the whole rundown of it. But like, I think maybe something like that, where someone, those rumored rebroadcasts from Shoutcast, someone will stumble across it someday in an old file or on an old hosting something, and it'll just show up on YouTube. Either that, or maybe someone did record it from their computer, and that person will just one day discover, oh, I have this. For some reason, I'm not saying that anyone did record it, but my point is, I think even if the official companies don't have it, it will resurface one day in some form. So I don't think it's gone forever. Jelly-filled empanada said they will still be talking about Go for a Punch. Okay, that's true. Maybe Hitogata as well, if nothing comes of that. Slamfest footage, but 144p. We do think that the resolution is going to be very low and bad. But at this point, I'll take anything I can get, honestly. Next thing you know, next week we'll end up seeing it. Honestly, my like dream find for Slamfest would be opening my inbox one day, not even thinking about the topic, and just seeing someone sent me the video file. That would be like my dream find. Like I would just kind of like how Diecake got the Cracks short from Sesame Street. I want it to be like that with me, but with Slamfest. Open my inbox one day, I just see someone's like, "Here you go." No context, but there it is. Like, oh, that'd be so hype. Do I have Slamfest? No, I don't have Slam. If I had Slamfest, I would not be driving myself this crazy trying to find it. Also, I don't hoard lost media, so I wouldn't have it. But no, I really do think that like someone out there does have it though, and they just have to find us or we have to find them. Dusk said, even if Slamfest does get found, will Nintendo be okay with releasing it? Yeah, we have absolutely no reason. Well, first off, through our research, we've determined that On-Stream Media, which is the company that broadcasted it, actually has the copyright to it. So they can release it whether or not Nintendo has a say in it at all. But even if Nintendo, for some reason, like, let's pretend Nintendo did have authorization over it, there would be no reason why they wouldn't allow it to be released, because from what we can determine and what we know with Nintendo, they have absolutely no interest in like taking down advertising material or content like that. It's basic. Nintendo, you just have to be careful of Nintendo and their games and gameplay and like that kind of content. Advertising and stuff, they don't care about. I've never seen Nintendo ever take down an old commercial, so I don't think that's even a worry. Me and my Slamfest. That's really funny. If it gets found tomorrow, how long is... Wait. If Slamfest gets found tomorrow, how long is your following... Well, I guess it would depend on how it's found. I feel like... I mean, and obviously I can't really say this because it's just like nothing right now, but I would say if Slamfest was found at a time when I was unexpecting it, I would probably make a really quick like 5-minute or 6-minute like holy crap guys it's found video, and then elaborate and give like a real conclusion later on. That's probably how I would do it, with the only exception being if we had been searching for like months and months and like I was already planning an update video and then it was found, I would just include that at the end of the update video. But if it was unexpected, I would probably just make a quick video to start, just to get the word out there, because I'd be really excited. I'm trying to think if there's ever been a topic that I've searched for longer than Slamfest. I feel like the only thing that came close to it, well, I guess like a lot of the On the Hunt searches were several months long, I guess. I mean, the Subway commercial was, I think, 2 years. Well, I wasn't really actively searching for that, though, but I want to say I was the first one to even mention that in the community, because I made a thread on the Lost Media Wiki forums about that before anyone in the Lost Media community picked it up, I think. And that was like 2 years from when it was found. But other than that, I would say like A Day with SpongeBob was probably really long. Quite a long time. I think that was around a year, like before 4chan even got involved. And Captain Mikey Pilot was around 8 months. But I mean, I don't think I've ever... If there's anything that I've searched for that's been even close to the amount of time with Slamfest, I would say there's nothing I've searched for as intensely as Slamfest, for sure, for this long. Because I've been intensely searching for it for like 2 years. And I saw a super chat from Nostalgiamation Studios. I know I've said on previous streams about home movies on Cartoon Network VHS recording, it's actually a real capture, not a hoax. Really? Okay, so I do remember us talking about that, the home movies stuff. Okay, so it is a real capture. Yeah, for some reason I thought I had heard that home movies also did air on Cartoon Network before it was Adult Swim. So I guess that reiterates it. I also, you know, in tomorrow's video, I was doing some research on some stuff for tomorrow's video, and I actually did come across a. I guess you guys don't really know the context of tomorrow's video, so this won't really spoil it. But I was looking up some Teletoon stuff for my video, and I didn't know that home movies actually did air on Teletoon. There was like, I think it's kind of like an Adult Swim clone or something on Teletoon. It was called like The Detour, I believe, which I didn't even know it existed. In home movies, I saw an ad on YouTube that home movies aired on The Detour on Teletoon, which is interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't know a lot. For as much as I've talked about Teletoon in my videos, I don't really know a whole lot about the block or its history. So maybe someday I'll cover that better. Nintendo sells Slamfest through the eShop. I would buy it too. I mean, I actually was going to say something, but I don't want to say it because I'm too afraid. It's going to open up a wormhole, or a rabbit hole. Teletoon Detour and Teletoon at Night. And then Almond said, I watched home movies on Detour. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of that because I'm not Canadian, so I've only seen it in passing. But I should research it more someday. Trevor Evelyn 445 said, what's your favorite candy? That's a really good question. Also, thank you for the super chat. I honestly don't eat as much candy as I used to. So a couple of years ago, I would have probably said something like Dots or Mike and Ike's. Because I used to eat a lot of that kind of candy. I don't really eat a whole lot of that anymore. But I would say Haribo stuff. Basically anything Haribo is... I could always go for a bag of Haribo stuff. What's my favorite Haribo, though? There's so many different ones. I don't really... A lot of the Haribo stuff kind of tastes the same. Like, it's good, but it kind of all tastes the same. Like, if you get the gummy bears or the gummy snakes or the gummy, soccer balls, they're all, like, the same. They all taste the same. What were we looking up last stream? Was it the Star Mix that I said I liked? I used to eat a lot of the Star Mix. I'm not like a huge fan of that anymore, though. Gummy Smurfs are always good. Those are pretty good. I could go for some Gummy Smurfs every now and then. I feel like there's like some Haribo candy that I really like that I'm just like, it's just like slipping my mind right now. I'm thinking about like when I go to the store, they have a whole wall of Haribo stuff. What I can't like, I feel like my mind is like blocking out my favorite kind of Haribo thing. But I know there's like the bears and the snakes and like the sour snakes and the Smurfs. But basically anything Haribo. Gummy soccer balls? Yeah, I think the gummy soccer balls are like an import. I was in like an import food store and I saw they had gummy soccer balls and I think they were from Germany. This is an interesting rabbit hole too, how some Haribo candy is localized for the US and others are not. I've never seen like an American packaging for the soccer balls. I've only seen the Germany packaging in that import food store. Gummy colas are pretty good. The random dude guy said, have you heard of the first Chuck E. Cheese 1979 commercial? I think someone tagged me on Twitter about that, and I said I would include it in a video. I was kind of interested in it, so yeah, I'm aware of it, but I have not researched it too much yet. Adrian V, what's up? What media has been found? A lot of stuff. We were talking about the Toonheads episodes that were recovered, though. The 12 missing hairs and the worst cartoons ever. The stuff I made a video on a few months ago. And there's a bunch of other things that have been found too, but that's what we were specifically talking about. Someone mentioned the Charlie Brown original like audio was found. I'm blanking now. I guess I was thinking about the tune. What the heck else was found? There was something else too that I was thinking of that was like really big that was found recently. Well, the Sailor Moon, the Saban Moon pilot was found, or what I think that's what it's called, right? The Tune Makers one that was found. We didn't talk about that though, but that was one of the bigger ones. Oh, the Shrek test animations too. I think the Toon Heads thing is what I was mostly thinking about though. I thought we talked about something else as well. The show in the thumbnail is something from tomorrow's video, so I will not say what it is. I was gonna. You almost got me. Pyro Jiro said that's a sick shirt. Thanks. Yep, that's why it's pinned there so people can buy it. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I had the idea for it. My brother drew the graphic on it. I think I did the text on it. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shirts that's in my store right now. Haribo lore. All stacked up. What's up? Glad you could stop by. Oh yeah, the Sponge Boy script was found, or the storyboards. Yes, that was found too. I only caught a little bit of that. I don't know the whole story behind it, but I did see that on Twitter, and I retweeted it because someone tagged me in it. Little Miss Acorn, hey LSSQ, hope you're doing well. Doing pretty good, thanks for stopping by. Squib said hi. Kev, someone said hi. Joe Caldwell, hey dude, can't wait to watch your new video. Yeah, it's really good. I'm really excited to release it. It has been in the works for quite a while, just between writing it all and then I got distracted with other videos and other things, and then I meant to release it like weeks ago, but it just didn't happen, so I'm really glad it's finally coming out. Decode said, can anyone catch me up on what show is in the thumbnail? You'll find out tomorrow. It's part of my new video. Unless someone knows, then they can say, but I'm not going to spoil it because it's part of my video, so you will find out tomorrow. Oh, Belle, thanks. My favorite found media is the scary Robotnik face. I think if I ever made a disappointing, like a sequel to my disappointing found media video that covered more disappointing found media, I think that would be included in that. I was so disappointed that was the extent of the scary Robotnik face. I think there were scarier faces in the actual game when he loses and stuff that like are worse than that screen that was lost media. But yeah, check cable hoopla. Yeah, check cable. I am glad it was recovered though. I think it's really cool that it was found, but I thought it was going to be scarier, honestly. Just from the way that the recollections described it, I thought it was like a lot worse. Deno said hello there. What's up, Deno? Also, it might be time to have a Swedish fish. Have to keep my energy going. I do feel like when I eat on stream though, like I do get more energy to like power through the stream. I mean, imagine like, of course now I'm trying to talk and like chew at the same time, but imagine like talking for like 3 hours straight with no food and no drink. It's like really, really hard. Someone said something about... I saw someone said something about Gorilla's Lost Media. I've been wanting to do a Gorilla's Lost Media video for a long time. Back when I was doing like single topic videos, I was going to do some single topic Gorilla stuff, so that's how long it's been. I never got around to it though, and now I don't know if I would group a Lost Gorillas topic. I guess it would depend on the topic. I don't know if I would group that into like Lost Music or Lost Animation. You know, it would like depend. But I have had Gorilla's Lost Media like on my video list for a while, so I am aware of it. I just don't know like when I'm gonna get to it. But people have been like really like requesting music related topics recently. Like a lot of people. I've been looking into a couple music related things. One thing I really do want to cover that I'm not going to spoil, that I will cover at some point. I just don't know what kind of video I'm going to put it in. Because people, just the problem with music topics, like I've said before, is it's so polarizing. It's like some people really like hearing about music mysteries, but like a lot of people also just don't. It's not like animation, where basically if you like Lost animation, you like any piece of Lost animation. But with music, it's like if you're not into that particular band or like song that's missing or lost, then you really don't care, and like and people don't pay attention to it. So it's really weird in that regard. Little Miss Acorn said, "What's your honest thoughts on Brain Surge? I watched it as a child. I can't believe it's lost." I hate all those CN Real shows. I'll be completely honest. I just think they're just very clearly like low budget, cheap, like gimmicky shows. I really don't have anything good to say about them. I mean, I think I said this in the video I talked about CN Real in, like, they're nostalgic at this point, I guess for better or worse, which I think I said word for word in the video. They're nostalgic, so for that reason, they're interesting to me, because I remember them, and it reminds me of that era of Cartoon Network. But, like, as a standalone piece of media, or even Lost media, they're just so stupid. I just don't like the shows at all. I mean, I've heard some people say that, like, I think Dude, What Would Happen was, like, an okay show. And I think some people said, like, Tower Prep was an okay show. Or what's the other one they did? I thought there was a second, like live action, like, drama show they did. Like, it wasn't Tower Prep. It was, like, I thought there was a second one. I've heard some people say, like, a few of them were okay. But for the most part, they just weren't. And Brain Surge is, like, to me, among, like, the bottom of the barrel. Like, Brain Surge, Bobby Says, and, like, the Other Siders are, like, the three worst ones that I can think of. So, yeah, they're just not great. They're just really not great. Hole in the Wall? Oh my god, I forgot about Hole in the Wall completely. I don't know how I feel. I don't think I liked that one, because it was like a game show. Well, I mean, I didn't like any of them, but like I think that one was really weird to me, because it was like a game show, I know Brain Surge was too, but like Hole in the Wall was very much a game show with like a game show set and stuff. And I thought that was even weirder seeing on Cartoon Network than just like, like the Other Side, where they're walking through like a spooky, house or whatever. Like at least those shows kind of had the illusion of like reality, but like a game show set, it's like a completely different thing. I actually didn't even see a Hole in the Wall article on the Lost Media Wiki. I forgot it even existed. So I'm assuming it's lost, but I'm not sure. Also, super chat from Nostalgia Mation. Thank you again. If Come and Learn with Pibby ever got greenlit, would you have... we would have seen the return of CN City with all the CN shows from Crossover Nexus, Hanna-Barbera, Looney Tunes, Adult Swim, Nickelodeon, etc. I disagree with you. Okay, I'm going to add you to... I'm going to update this total here. Also, thank you for that. And then I'm going to respond to this directly. I disagree with you. And this is kind of like a debate I see a lot with Cartoon Network fans and people who recollect the CN City era. I don't think anything like the CN City era would ever come back. I don't think it would ever return. And I think the only reason why people want it to return and say it would return is simply because of the nostalgia. And I'm like a very, very nostalgic person when it comes to like Cartoon Network and that kind of thing. Like it's, I am a very nostalgic person when it comes to that stuff. But I think from like a objective view, like a television perspective, there would be no reason or and like no goal for Cartoon Network to bring back the City era other than to appease like people like me who are like, fans of that era of the channel, but we're not their main demographic. It would require too much effort on their part to put something like that together again, and I don't think they care enough to even do it. So I don't think if Pibby had been a show, I don't think it would have really changed anything with Cartoon Network. Maybe we would have seen some kind of like initiative, just for the sake of this conversation. If Pibby came out and there was a renewed interest in like the older Cartoon Network shows, maybe they would have considered like releasing older shows or more obscure shows on like HBO Max maybe, or maybe they would have released some on DVD or like Blu-ray. So maybe Pibby would have had some kind of indirect effect in terms of making old shows more available again, but I don't think it would have directly related to Cartoon Network or Adult Swim going back to their old style of programming. That's just my opinion. That's kind of the consensus that I've reached with what I've seen online and what I've seen people discuss. And yeah, you could say it's too bad that the CN City era will never exist again, but like I said though, it's not really in Cartoon Network's best interest to even bring it back. It would be cool if they did. I would love to see the new shows interacting in the CN City era, but I read a rumor not too long ago that Cartoon Network was going to be discontinued as a brand before the end of the year. I don't know if anyone can confirm that or deny that for me, or debunk it, I guess. But I've heard that Cartoon Network as a brand was going to be discontinued and all their content was going to be put under the Warner umbrella. So I don't know about that, but that's like the complete opposite of bringing back a nostalgic era. That's like getting rid of Cartoon Network. Which, honestly, I have a lot of interesting things to say about that, too, if that is indeed going to happen. A lot of, like... It's really interesting. It's really interesting. Kuro88 said, "Did you ever hear about the lost Pikachu and Meowth plushes? There's little to no evidence they exist. Saw it on a video by a YouTuber named Blue Boyfin. Thanks for the super chat. I think I maybe saw that video in my... Not even in my recommended, because I don't even watch YouTube videos on my channel. I think I just saw it in passing before. I didn't watch it. I'm not really familiar with the topic. But it sounds kind of interesting. It sounds like something that like I would have covered like years ago or something. I honestly don't really follow a whole lot of like collectible mysteries anymore, honestly. Like I guess I follow the stuff that I am personally into, like, old Tekken figures and stuff. Like I did a video recently or several months ago on that kind of stuff. But yeah, I haven't heard about Pikachu and Meowth plushes. It's been a long time since I've even actually done a video that was even close to that level of like old school collectible stuff. Like I remember years ago I used to do the mystery of the first Mario plush, the mystery of the O'Hare plush, the mystery of the Cheddar Flapjack plushes. But yeah, I saw that video in passing, but I did not click it. Ada said I looked up the CN rumor and it's false. Okay, so we got someone saying it's one on the false. Naima Rose said, "Hi, what's up, Naima Rose? Discovery Plus is taking over CN." Yeah, that's what I heard. Imagine the channel dying immediately on October 2nd. Yeah, I felt like the Warner Brothers, or the HBO Max Warner Brothers stuff was a little too like newsy for my channel. I feel like it's more, yes, it has to do with lost media, but I don't know, I feel like it's more like, it's a little more like newsy and like not quite in the realm of like lost media to me. So that's why I chose not to cover it. And I figured there'd probably be more developments happening over the next couple of weeks, so I didn't want to have to make like 50 videos like updating the original. Maybe once everything is like all settled and done, maybe like after Cartoon Network's 30th anniversary, we'll have a better idea with what's really going on. And then it might be worth making a video talking about that. But yeah, I haven't even been following it like too much. I've just been hearing stuff about it. But off topic, did you ever find that O'Hare plush again? Do you think it's real? I never found a picture of it again. I still think it's real because I remember seeing it, and there was someone else who claimed, I think in the comment section of another video, who went into like great detail and claimed they had seen it. So unless we're both misremembering, I assume it must be out there somewhere. But at this point, there are so many like really good Animal Crossing customs and fakes as well that I'm not even sure if we'll ever find a picture of it. I mean, maybe I was misremembering. Well, I know it was O'Hare, but like maybe it was a custom. It just would have been a really... I think that the thing about the O'Hare plush that really bothers me to this day is the era of time when I saw it. It was like 2013. This was not an era when Animal Crossing was popular. This was not an era when like counterfeits were as heavily populated the market as they are now. Customs of Animal Crossing plushes weren't really a thing. It just... all signs pointed towards it being real. So that's the one thing that bothers me, is it's not like, oh, I saw it a week ago and now I can't find it. No, it's like I saw it like a decade ago at a time when customs and fakes weren't as popular as they are now. So I can't imagine what it possibly could have been if it wasn't a fake and wasn't a custom. It must have been real, but I never found out. I was going to say something about Cartoon Network as well, since we were talking about it. I guess I will also throw this opinion out there with Cartoon Network. Let's pretend Cartoon Network was going to end. I would be sad about that, because just any amount of like, you know, something from your childhood that like goes away like that forever is very sad. But think about it though. How many of you guys out there actually watch Cartoon Network on like a frequent basis? I mean, I'll be honest, I don't even have cable. I have no way to watch Cartoon Network. If I want to watch Cartoon Network content, I will either look for it on YouTube, or I'll watch it on like Hulu. I'll find it, or I have some DVDs that I have from years ago. Like, I will watch it some other way. Even when I do have access to a TV that has Cartoon Network on it, very rarely do I turn the channel on and actually sit there and watch like a lot of Cartoon Network, because it's either old episodes of stuff I've seen like Gumball that just rerun instantly or endlessly, or it's a show I don't really like Teen Titans Go, and they only have a handful of shows, I think, at this point, right? So I would argue that if Cartoon Network was to go away and discontinue itself as a channel, the only, I guess, downside of that would be from a nostalgic standpoint. This thing I grew up watching no longer exists. That's what would hurt the most. But other than that, I don't watch Cartoon Network on TV anymore. I haven't done that for years. And I think most people nowadays probably don't do that either. Not even just whether or not they have cable. They're probably going to go elsewhere to watch that kind of, to watch Cartoon Network content anyway. I mean, like I said, most of the shows that you might want to watch, like Adventure Time or regular show, they're not even showing anymore. And I think Gumball and some of the other stuff, I think they're even streaming on, I think Gumball's on Hulu, for example. And I think some of the episodes you can even watch on Cartoon Network's website without even having the channel. So I don't really feel like if Cartoon Network was to go away, it would really be like a big deal. I just don't think it really would be. It would be sad, yes, from a nostalgic perspective, but I don't think it would be that big of a deal, honestly. And it would probably, I mean, if they took all those shows down from HBO Max because they didn't want to pay the creators, I mean, it would probably be, to them, it's probably more of a financial decision, right? Like, probably kind of like got to do that to save the money, right? Like I don't imagine it's like something they necessarily like want to do. It's probably like they probably have to do that, like if it was to happen. I don't know, that's just my thoughts on it. Yeah, I did hear that Adult Swim was going to be a 24/7 channel. I get that was part of the rumor. No one was able to confirm or deny that for me. But I don't know, that's just what I think. Yeah, just reading the comments here. Most of you guys are saying you haven't even watched it in years, which is exactly my point. I mean, I just feel like in most of the kids nowadays, probably like the younger generation, probably isn't watching TV anyway. They're probably either on YouTube watching a bunch of YouTube videos, all that kind of content and stuff, or they're watching something on a streaming service. They're probably not turning on Cartoon Network to watch. I think what it ultimately comes down to is just a changing of the times. The times are changing. Like network TV is becoming a thing of the past. I mean, it's just the way that it is. I saw Pyro Giro. I just was scrolling up and I saw, on the topic of Animal Crossing, is there any other lost media related to the franchise? Yeah. Oh, you remember enjoying my video based on the the DSs, the seasonal DSs? That was a really cool. I think I did 4 videos on that. That was a really cool video series. I've done a lot of literally search LSuperSonicQ Animal Crossing on YouTube and you'll find like a ton of videos I did on Animal Crossing. Yeah, there's like a couple lost games, I think, or one lost game, or the beta to one of the games. There's the O'Hare plush. There's like other beta items and cut content. I've done a lot of Animal Crossing videos. There's the Pioneer version, which isn't really lost media, but it's a rare like edition of the game. I haven't really looked into Animal Crossing stuff in a year or two. It's been a while, but I have a lot of videos from those years ago that you can check out. Brett's History Club said, "What's up, LSSQ? Not much. We're just talking about Cartoon Network." Oh yes, the Barbara racism video. I forgot about that one. Which is ironic that I forgot about that one because it's like one of my most popular videos, along with the racist Gengar one. There you go. LSSQ starter deck videos. 24/7 Toonami, yes. I was eating another Swedish fish, but that one was actually a dolphin. Toonami 24/7 would be really cool, but I think that would be, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised Toonami is even still going. Talking about how the age of streaming is kind of changing everything, I'm surprised Toonami is even still going, considering how easy it is to watch anime now. Like, for real. I'm honestly, like, back in 2012, when it came back, it wasn't hard to find. It wasn't as hard to find anime as it was in like the late 2000s, but it was still comparatively more difficult than it is now. Nowadays, though, you want to watch an anime, go anywhere you can think of, and they probably have it. So I'm honestly surprised that Toonami is even still doing that, still showing anime and like paying for it. It's cool that they are, though, because Toonami is still my favorite blog of all time. But yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised that they're doing that. Another super chat from Nostalgiamation. The fight for the Fox Box was the first time Kirby and Sonic crossed over before Smash Bros. Brawl. What is the fight for the Fox Box? I've never heard of that before, and I know quite a bit of Fox Box programming from back in the day in just my research, so I'm not quite familiar with that. Cameron Parker said there is a new Blue's Clues piece of lost media. Blues Big Treasure Hunt from 1999. It was a sweepstakes kind of thing. Also, hi. What's up, Cameron? Yeah, never heard of that, but Blue's Clues Lost Media. I might look into that one if I do like another kids show Lost Media thing. Who is Liam Vickers? You guys are like commenting about him. Who is he? I don't know who he is. Lane was saying, I heard that the Kirby anime is getting an official Blu-ray release in Japan this year. Unless if a US release with the 4Kids dub releases, I would love to import that DVD. I would be surprised if we got a 4Kids US release. I'd probably say import the DVD. I don't think Nintendo would like go through with that. I really don't. I don't want to get into like F-Zero because I know someone's going to bring up, well, what about F-Zero? I mean, I don't think F-Zero is going to get re-released ever, period. But Kirby, I don't think that in the US, I can't imagine that getting a Blu-ray release. And I thought they didn't dub all the same Japanese episodes, right? I thought there were some Japanese episodes that were not localized. So I was never a big fan of the Kirby anime, actually. But it is cool to see that it is getting re-released at all. I know there was a little bit of lost media from it at a certain time. One of the episodes, I think, or the end of one of the episodes. But that's also a show that, like, I think you can find some content on it from the show on YouTube. But yeah, that's one of those shows though that like, it's pretty hard to find like really good quality episodes and like, you know, like lots of episodes all at once, because just they didn't really release it back then, and it only played on the Fox box and 4Kids. So like, if you didn't watch it back then, you really had no way of getting it. And that's kind of what everybody's like argument is with F-Zero as well, which I can agree with. Like, I mean, they didn't even finish airing F-Zero, but I just think Nintendo just doesn't care enough to release either of those in the US. I'm surprised Sonic X even got a release, but I mean, I'm not. I mean, I guess like Sega's a lot less like, you know, open with their properties, but I'm kind of surprised that anyone even bothered to do that to release Sonic X. They need to redub everything from 4Kids, Miss Player said. I think I agree with you to a certain extent. I would be okay if they redubbed everything, but gave you a choice if you wanted to watch the 4Kids dub or a new dub. Like, I honestly don't, from what I remember, I don't have a problem with like the Kirby dub. That was fine. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, because I haven't watched this show since. I like the 4Kids One Piece dub. That is the one I grew up with. That's how I recognize the characters as. I never even watched the Funimation one, because I stopped watching One Piece after 4Kids ended it. So, like, that's the one that I like. The Sonic X dub, I think, is also pretty nostalgic, too. I don't remember that one being that bad. I think the problem just with the 4Kids shows in general, like, overall, is just the fact that they were like made for like little kids, and I think that's the problem. Like the script and the editing, like it all reflects that. But in terms of the actual dub, I don't really think like the dub is like bad. I wouldn't really say like, oh, the Sonic X dub is bad. But like I said, I wouldn't mind if those were redubbed. Like if Kirby got a redub or like if Sonic X got a redub, that would be really cool. But I would definitely like the choice to like, if they did redub them, I'd like the choice to watch like both different versions. I wouldn't want just like one to get a DVD release, like the new one, and then just the old one gets abandoned. Like I would want a way to watch the old dub too, because then we get into like lost dub categories here with like, it reminds me of like the Animax dubs, right? Like those are like alternate English dubs. It's like, oh well, we have the Funimation Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood dub, but we don't have the Animax dub of that series. And then people were trying to search for that, and it's like really hard finding Animax content. So I don't know. That's just what I think. What's the show? What? Wabu the LSSQ Amvest Dingo fan. That's a very specific name. Said, wait, what's the show in the thumbnail? It looks weird. You'll find it in tomorrow's new video. Because it relates to tomorrow's video. Yo, ND Gaming, thank you for the super chat. A while ago, Adult Swim announced 3 movies for their older shows: Aqua Teen, Metalocalypse, and Venture Bros. While the Aqua Teen movie is coming out in November, do you think the other 2 will be canceled because of Discovery? Good question. If I had to guess, just based on what I know with the situation... Okay, I guess actually... let me back this up again. I was going to say, did Discovery cancel any adult content? But I guess Pibby wasn't picked up. I don't know how long ago that happened, though. My guess would be... My first guess was going to be no, because from what I've heard, it sounds like they mostly just canceled a bunch of Cartoon Network-related content and shows, like kids stuff, right? I didn't really hear them canceling a lot of like Adult Swim content or pulling down Adult Swim content. But I guess I would say my second thought would be Metalocalypse and Venture Bros are pretty... I mean, Aqua Teen too, but like they're all pretty old properties, and like I don't know if anyone even like I would say Aqua Teen probably what is the most popular out of all of those 3, and the other 2 being so old, I don't know if there's a market for it, honestly. If they're doing all that they're doing now with pulling content down that doesn't make money and stuff, I would maybe say it depends on how far along into production it got. If they got close enough where they're like, oh, we can just like throw the last bit of paint on this and just release it, I think they'll go through with it. But I think if too much work needs to be completed on them, I could see them being canceled, especially because they're old properties. That would be my guess. Because I just can't imagine like a Metalocalypse movie like making money. I mean, can any of you guys? Because I certainly can't. Oh, Close Enough was canceled. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess Close Enough isn't Adult Swim related, but I'm gonna stick by what I said, I think. Also, yes, I have seen... Someone mentioned the Lost Chuck E. Cheese commercial already. I do plan on covering that in a video, I think. Bear Pictures said, hi, what's up, Bear Pictures? What's up, Slim Cognito? Every time I have a Swedish fish, someone always says eating ASMR. Venture Bros didn't end that 2018. The property is really old though. Still, didn't it premiere? Was that one of Adult Swim's like first shows? I swear that's as old as like the blog itself. Bitness said, "Hey guys, just came into the stream. What lost media was found? There's a lot of stuff that's been found. I plan on covering a lot of it in a upcoming video, but geez, there was the Shrek test animations, the Toonmaker Sailor Moon pilot, the Toonheads Band Bugs Bunny episode, and Worst Cartoons episode. Charlie Brown original audio, Earthworm Jim pilot, which I don't think I've mentioned yet. There you go. Those are just the ones off the top of my head. There was a lot of stuff that was found. A lot of those have wiki articles as well, so you can read further into them. Or you can wait for my video to come out. Although that found media video isn't going to come out till the end of the month. Tomorrow's video is not a found media video. Where's Tracker? He lives over here. He's over here. Zero Janitor said, "Hey LSSQ, just curious. Oh, what happened to the Anime Mate video? Yeah, I just ended up unlisting it. You can still find it in my merchandise playlist that I believe is on the channel. I think that's where it is. You can watch it there. I just unlisted it because it didn't do good in views at all, and I just felt kind of weird leaving it on the channel. I thought maybe people would be into it because it had to do with like kind of like, you know, like a missing person mystery, but I don't know. People didn't really seem to like it, so I just kind of said like, it doesn't really need to be on the channel then, because I wasn't planning on making any more videos that were even similar in concept to that, like lost people or mysteries of real world things. So I just got rid of it. Well, not got rid of it. I enlisted it. So that's not the first time I've done something like that. Nostalgimation, Adult Swim, Japanese bumpers and dubs. Oh my goodness. Is there actually Japanese Adult Swim lost media? I didn't even know Adult Swim aired in Japan, if it actually did. I feel like I would have heard about that if it did. Did it? Someone tell me if it did or not. I feel like it didn't, because I haven't heard anything. I've never heard anything about that. But I remember like Nickelodeon Japan had a lot of lost media. That was really hard to find, so I did Japanese home movie bumper. It's really funny to think about. International Adult Swim is a trip. Oh, so it... the Storybook Show in the thumbnail. It is the Storybook Show, yes. And it's not as well. I don't know how up to date you are with the mystery. It's not as lost as you might think, but I don't want to spoil it. You'll find out tomorrow. What's up, the Urban Legend? Yo, Bentley, what's up? Glad you could stop by. LSSQ, when will you release your book/Word document? Oh, the Cartoon Network big long Word document thing that I mentioned in that video. I was kind of a little disappointed that more people didn't watch that video, actually. The one my most recent one on the how Cartoon Network intentionally created lost media. Honestly, I don't know. If I could get it published, it would come out. It all depends on, like, I don't know how any of that stuff works. I don't know how to publish a book. But I'd like to actually get it published. It's on my to-do list, or I guess it's been on my to-do list for years. I just haven't like looked into how to do that. But I mean, at some point I would like for it to come out. But I don't think I would just like post it online though. I think maybe a lot of people would kind of like take, I don't know. I worked on it for so long, I would just want to like post it online in like a Word document, like, or like a Google Doc, like, oh, go read this. Like, I don't know. I would want it to be more professional, if that makes sense. So I don't know, at some point. Our Nostalgimation said, I see Cartoon Network City as United States and Adult Swim as Japan. Adult Swim did actually do a lot of like Japanese kind of bumpers and stuff. I remember they had some bumpers that had like like Japanese landscapes and stuff. Need more candy. Trying to read and eat. Now I'm trying to like swallow my food whole so I can get back to comments quicker, and I'm gonna like it's not good. PK King Crimson said they have CN but not Adult Swim, if I recall correctly. Okay. Yeah, I've never come across Adult Swim Japan. Oh, Alexander Moore, what's up? Who are you going to collab with? Ooh, it's a secret. I was say you'll find out tomorrow, but I did put it in the title, so I'm gonna literally give it. I'm literally gonna like give it away if I say like one thing. I'm gonna say one thing and it'll end up. I'll end up like giving it away. But I guess I'll say it. I'll say it for you guys. Actually, okay, it's someone. It's someone in the Lost Media community that you know. So there you go. You can probably come to a conclusion with that. Brain Blast said, Have you heard of any Nickelodeon Lost Media recently? I haven't really come across any Nickelodeon Lost Media. I don't. Well, there was that SpongeBob like chocolate milk ad or whatever it was. That's the only thing I've come across recently, and I want to cover that in a video, but if too many people get to it before me, then I'm not going to. And that's the only thing I've really come across, I think. LSSQ collabing with QSSL. Ooh, Ducato Prime. That's all I'll say. It's PewDiePie? No. It's not a VTuber avatar. Are you talking to... It's anime girl Kekrok. It's not a VTuber avatar, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, I've actually said... I think I've said before on other live streams, like, I've said who I was collabing with, like, who this collab is with. I think I've said it before. A lot of people in the chat I can see already guessed it. Tenacious Ghost said, "Hey, the hair looks nice, thanks." It actually does look kind of okay this stream. Last time it was really short and it was hard to, like, do anything with. Mr. Orange? Get out of here with Mr. Orange. Oh my gosh, that's a throwback to the A Day with SpongeBob days. Alexander said, would you make a video about any shows or movies that are hard to find but not necessarily lost media? That's an interesting comment. I've never thought about that before. I feel like I've probably covered stuff that's kind of like that in other videos, like stuff that is just hard to find. Like, I'm trying to think of examples. I can't really think of any examples, but I'm pretty sure I have covered stuff like that before. Not as directly as you are stating it. Like, the video wasn't called media that's hard to find but not lost. But I kind of like that as a video idea, actually. Maybe I will do that. I'll make a dedicated video about that. That's cool. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really done it like that before. Does Sakurai actually have a YouTube account now? Oh my, people are gonna like spam ask him for like characters in Smash and stuff. If he actually does. Van Partible collab. That'll never happen. he probably thinks I'm like a crazed fan. He probably thinks I'm the reason why people ask for Meso Blues to be released. Palette Lover said, I was wondering if you don't mind me asking, what is the status of Spirit Quest? Spirit Quest is canceled and it probably isn't going to come back because the whole point of Spirit Quest was to kind of be like a filler series in between the main videos. But a lot of the times, Spirit Quest took longer to edit than main series videos, and the views on it are just awful. The original like run that it had with like the Mario series did just well enough for me to like, well, yeah, the first episode, because the Mario series was broken up into 3 parts, the first episode did just well enough for me to be like, okay, I'll finish out the Mario series, and every part of the Mario series after that had less and less views, so I stopped doing it for a while. Then after a bunch of people requested I bring it back, I said, okay, I'll try to revamp it a little bit, and I'll continue with Donkey Kong. And that was kind of a new format. It was re-edited. It was like a little different, and that did even worse than the worst Mario part. And I said, I can't do this series anymore, so I canceled it. It's probably not coming back. Someone did ask me, I think in like a DM or something, if they could like continue the series for me or something. And I don't know if I ever got back to them, but like if anybody wants to continue the series or like pick up where I left off, like go for it, because I doubt I'm gonna revisit it. So, there you go. I will spam Sakurai's comment section to nerf Rob. I haven't even so Sakurai does have a YouTube channel. Okay, I have not even played Smash in a long time. So I don't even know what the current like standings are for the tier lists or anything. I don't think I've played Smash probably in at least a year, but I think it's been longer than that. But I play Mario Kart a lot. I'll wreck you in Mario Kart if you want me to. Just ask anyone that I play with, any of our Lost Media friends I play with. Although I get wrecked with blue shells every game though. Almost every game. I get destroyed by blue shells. Oh, he talks about game design. That's actually really cool. I didn't know. That's really cool. Hearing about game design from Sakurai. That's awesome. Also, I thought I saw someone say, is the Smash 4 ballad considered lost media? Well, they did reveal the results, so I guess not really. People actually have asked Sakurai for Slamfest. Please do not do that. He has no involvement with that event. He would not have it. I'm surprised. He didn't just disable comments, honestly, on videos like that. Nostalgiamation, thank you again. I'll update this while I chew. Here's another thing out of context. Kawaii Croc eating Swedish fish. Chocolate milk and cheese nips with SpongeBob, Shrek, Mario, and Jenny while watching Scooby-Doo, Toy Story, and The Simpsons. I remember last time you said something about like Kawaii Croc being in the Ed E. Eduardo bumper. Honestly, I actually have been getting, so just for context, this character down here is I call her Kawaii Croc. I think the community kind of calls her Kekrok-chan. I kind of like that name better, actually, but the listing on my YouTube store or whatever, my Teespring store, says Kawaii Croc, so I don't know, maybe I can fix it. But basically, there was a meme one stream, like someone was like, what if we turn like Kekrok into like an anime girl? And this is what I drew. And someone said that, and then I said, like, we were kind of memeing. One of my viewers, Jinx, had drawn their rendition of anime girl Kekrok, and I said, oh, I'm gonna do my own rendition too. So I drew this, and I said, well, since I drew this, I can sell it on merchandise. So I actually did turn this into a sticker you can get on my YouTube store. But that aside, she was just a character that we kind of created as like a meme, and I actually have been getting some fan art of her on Twitter that people have been sending me, which is really cool, actually. I just think that's kind of cool that, like, people have been drawing fan art of her. So if someone wants to draw fan art of Kekrok-chan, I think I'm going to change her name to Kekrok-chan. I kind of like that better. Kawaii Croc is kind of like too much of like a mouthful. I think Kekrok-chan is I kind of like that more. Someone wants to draw Kekrok-chan, or what do you guys think? We'll do a vote. Should it be Kawaii Croc or Kekrok-chan? But anyway, if someone wants to draw her eating Swedish fish and send it to me on Twitter, that'd be really cool. Or any fan art of her, I guess. Or buy a sticker, that too. Turned Tracker into an anime protagonist. It's the first thing I saw when I looked back at the chat. I actually was thinking, because we had talked about turning Kekrok into an anime girl, or not Kekrok, Tracker into an anime girl too. I actually was thinking about like continuing on the like anime girl series, like if people thought it was like a fun idea. So I've thought about turning Tracker into an anime girl. I guess it's not really quite what you were saying, but I thought about it. B Fox K. Yes, you did see that in the thumbnail. Yes, that's in my big video. That's in my video tomorrow. You probably did watch it as a kid. Yes. I don't want to spoil it though. It's in the video. It's the first segment of the video tomorrow. So everyone who thinks it looks familiar, you'll see it tomorrow. We actually have already reached out to Kit and Krista about Slamfest, so no one else needs to really do that. They suggested that we look in a certain place that we're thinking about maybe looking into, but that's the extent of what they were able to do. So, like, no one else spammed them with a bunch of like requests about it because we already have information from them. That happened after my video came out. Someone reached out to them. Markov Chains said Kawaii Croc is more unique. Everyone's suggesting their own names as well. Kekrako. It's kind of funny. Kek-chan. Now, it would be like Croc-chan if it was one or the other. Kekrocket. It was probably a pretty even split between the two that I said. I'll just keep it Kawaii Croc for now. Kawaii Croc does fit into the like the Kekrok naming convention, which is kind of why I originally had it as that. Kekrocket. Reminds me of like Toadette too much, honestly. Joe Caldwell said, "What is the likelihood that a recording of Slamfest will be found or partially found within the next 10 years?" I honestly think it's very high. We talked about this briefly at the beginning of the stream. I really do think that video will show up someday, and I think it'll be before 10 years. I would probably say before the end of this year, we will know for certain if Golan or On-Stream Media has a recording of the stream. That's what I think. And in the event that neither of them do have a recording, I think within the next maybe 2 years, someone, whether it's someone who recorded the broadcast from their computer with a camera, which I think is unlikely, but my point is, either that or I assume you maybe watched the video. The end of that video, I talked about this broadcasting service that existed in the early 2000s, and someone claimed that Slamfest was rebroadcast through fan uploads on that site. Either a recording that someone has from their computer with a camera, or we'll find a re-upload from that old broadcasting site. I think one or the other is going to happen in the next like 2 years. If Golan and on-stream media do not have it. So I don't think it's going to be as long of a wait as people think. It just feels like one of those things. There's enough people out there. There's just enough people out there that remember it, and just enough people that have like documented it well enough where I don't think it's this thing that like is never going to resurface. So I'm very optimistic about it. The only thing is, like, we're either going to have to find those people or they're going to have to find us. And I think the more likely scenario is they're going to have to find us. So so when you think about it like that, there's really nothing else we can do after a certain point. It will be a waiting game, but I think that wait will maybe be within 2 years. Kekrok in Primal. Yeah. Miles said, hi, what's up, Miles? The Chan makes her sound more like waifu material. Well, I guess the question is, will more people buy her merchandise if she is a waifu? Yo, what's up, Sultan? I bought LSuperSonicQ merch. Well, thanks. I've been wanting to do more merchandise, just haven't had time for it. Have you tried using the Wayback Machine to find Slamfest? And then someone else said, why does the Wayback Machine not be able to play videos? So, I said that really, really fast. And then I'll say it again. Someone else said, oh, it's a Common Rider 64. Someone else said, why does the Wayback Machine not seem to archive videos? So, in the case of Slamfest specifically, and this is something that, if you posted this in the Lost Media Wiki Discord server in our channel about Slamfest, you'd get a big fat Slamfest ticket, which is an icon we use when someone says something that's been brought up already. So you get a Slamfest ticket, because this was talked about months ago, but I'll kind of go over it again, because it's, if you haven't been keeping up with the search, you might not know, but this is something that we figured out a long time ago. So basically, in the case of Slamfest, the video for Slamfest, the stream, it was not a matter of like the recording being uploaded to like YouTube and then, oh, I'll just play the video on YouTube, just as an example. So the thing is, the URL to the Slamfest recording was hosted on a server, and Nintendo's website would pull that video from the server to play on their site. So what happens is, when that server that has the video goes offline, which it did, there's no way to retrieve the video, even with the URL or with the link, because the server is gone. And that's different than going on YouTube and having a video on YouTube and just not being able to play it because someone privated it or they unlisted it. The video still exists on YouTube, you just can't see it. With Slamfest, that server is offline, the video is gone. The URL does nothing because it only pulled the video from an external server. So that's the problem with Slamfest, and that's why the URL is basically useless, because we would need to gain access to that original server, which might not even exist anymore. It's just that's the way that it is. And that's been a part of the difficulty with it, is because we have no way of retrieving the video through that kind of method. I think that answered the question pretty much. Yeah, I think that was all I was going to say about it. Oh, Nostalgimation, thanks. What if Kekrok-chan tasted Swedish fish ice cream? Do they make Swedish fish ice cream? Because I've never heard about that before, if they did. I guess, you know what? I'd be okay with her eating ice cream, too. That seems like something that, like, she would do. So, yeah, Swedish fish or Swedish fish ice cream or anything like that. And before someone asked what the ticket is. Oh, Jeremias, are you the... Are you the same Jeremiah from the server? I guess it never occurred to me because your profile pictures are like, they look so different from each other. It never even occurred to me that like, oh, this is the person from the server with like the Sonic CD picture. Okay, but yeah, and before someone asks what the ticket is, I mean, I'll give you a ticket explanation if anyone wants it. Slamfest pages were archived on the Wayback Machine, so there is evidence of it on there. It's not like it existed before the captures or anything. Oh, you are the same. Okay, cool. I never put that together, actually. What's the show in the thumbnail? I'm glad I decided to change the thumbnail to that. You'll find out in the video tomorrow. You have to watch. It is a nostalgic children's show that a lot of people say, or they've been commenting that they remember it as a kid, but they don't know the name of the show. So watch the video tomorrow. It's the first segment, and you'll see it. Does she have a tongue? Well, yeah. How else would she eat ice cream? She's not a crocodile or anything. Kind of want to find some Swedish fish ice cream now, but that might taste really bad though. I'd probably buy it thinking it's going to be good, and I'd try it and be like, this is bad. Yo, Sewer, what's up? Sewer Reviewer. With the super chat. If you encountered a Jawa, would you give it McDonald's? No. Because I like McDonald's too much to be giving away my food to Jawas. I think I've actually eaten McDonald's on this stream before. Yeah, I ate fries one time and everyone was like excited that it was like an ASMR, and I was just trying to finish my fries. So no, I would not give it to a Jawa. I would eat it myself or eat it on stream, not intending to like make it be an ASMR, but like, you know, because my community likes that so much, I guess it would end up being an ASMR. Whenever I think about Jawas, honestly, the only thing I think of is in Lego Star Wars, the Jawa characters are so useless because their guns don't actually fire. All their guns do is like they can like paralyze droids, I think. It makes them kind of like it'll like paralyze them. And I remember I always thought that like the Jawa's design was really cool in Lego Star Wars, but you could never use him as a character because he didn't actually shoot any weapons or anything. I don't know if like maybe there was some kind of strategy, like if they were like droid enemies you could paralyze them. Like weren't there boss battles with the bounty hunters like IG-88? Could you like paralyze IG-88 with a Jawa's gun in Lego Star Wars? I don't know, but I haven't played that game in probably 15 years. I know they released the new one on Switch, which I think you have and you played. But I haven't played it in like 15 years. It was the GameCube one is the last one I played. It was really fun though, from what I remember. IG-88 was not a boss. Okay, I've been corrected. Okay. I thought you fought the bounty hunters. Flowers for Saturn usually eats McDonald's while watching my videos. Well, it's a very fitting meal to have while watching my videos. When's the McDonald's collab? LSuperSonicQ McDonald's? Swedish fish Oreos? That sounds awful. Okay, we're taking the Swedish fish meme too far here. Like, these companies, too much. It's too much. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and there's gonna be an announcement for like a Swedish fish and like Vans collab, like the shoes. Vans has done so many collabs. Why not Swedish fish? Like, just the most pointless thing that doesn't need to exist, but I'm sure it will. Now that I've mentioned it, it'll exist. Oh, Stewart said IG-88 was classified more as a bounty hunter than a droid class. Oh, I didn't know they had specific classes. I thought maybe they could be like both. I didn't know if you were like a bounty hunter, you couldn't be a droid as well in the game. It's interesting. It's been so many years since I played it. Rob Holt said, "How's your day?" Going pretty good. We're just chilling and streaming. So yeah, not bad. Could a Jawa's gun paralyze Luke Skywalker's hand post Empire Strikes Back, or Darth Vader's body? Maybe they're really useful against certain enemies, Joe said. Yeah, I'm really curious now. There must be people online that have made like Lego Star Wars secrets videos. I should see if those exist because I'm really curious. I bet there's so much stuff in those games that just like went over my head as a kid, or I never even thought to try. I mean, I beat the whole game. I think I unlocked everything. I think I got 100% on everything. I got all the whatever the heck it was called, the true Jedi with the studs you collect. I bought everything from the shop, like even the times 20 multiplier for the studs. I had all the characters. I had everything in that game. So clearly I got through it and I didn't have any trouble with it or anything, but I wonder if there were secrets to make the game easier. What does an LSSQ meal have? I think we actually talked about this before, strangely. I think it was 2 double cheeseburgers and a small fry. That was the LSSQ meal, I think. Now I want McDonald's. Thanks, guys. The mini kits, yeah, those are cool too. I had all the mini kits. I have not heard of a show called Nova Alexander. Oh, is that the PBS show? Then I have heard of it. If it's not the PBS show, then I have not heard of it. New Jawa lore, yeah. Swedish Fish or Sour Patch Kids? Explodinate said. Definitely Sour Patch Kids. I have like a limit with Swedish Fish. Like I can only eat so many Swedish Fish and then I have to like stop. With Sour Patch Kids, I could just go all day. I think Sour Patch Kids also just taste better too. Like they're sweeter, you know, more sugary. But Swedish Fish, yeah, after a while, like the taste kind of just like, I don't want to say it tastes like, I don't want to say it tastes like styrofoam after a while, but like the first few you eat, like, oh, these are really good. But as you eat more and more and more, your taste kind of diminishes. But with Sour Patch Kids, I would argue it gets better as you keep going. Oh, I just lost my Swedish Fish sponsorship. So, oh well. Hey, Sour Patch Kids, hit me up. Actually, doesn't Swedish Fish and Sour Patch Kids, aren't they made by the same company? Maybe they're not. I thought they were. I don't know. Telepath, what's up? Glad you could stop by. Oh, Nostalgimation. When will we get a Kekrok-chan and Tracker Got Milk commercial, or a Subway commercial, or a crossover commercial with Johnny I was gonna say, somewhat. Okay, a Got Milk commercial actually sounds funny. Okay, could you guys imagine Tracker in a Got Milk commercial? That'd be really funny, actually. I don't know about Johnny Bravo, though. Tracker and Johnny Bravo. I do like the idea of a Got Milk commercial. How would Tracker drink, though? Hold on. How would Tracker drink? He doesn't have... Oh, there's a camera. How would Tracker drink? He doesn't have any mouth. Like, what would happen? I never thought about that before. So, I don't know. You guys can get creative with how he would drink, I guess. Just notice this down here. The light, I'm doing things backwards with a light that doesn't... That says, Fuji, the official videotape of the NFL. So I guess this is somehow related to... Tracker is somehow related to football. I think I have bought Sour Patch Kids cereal before, but I never ate it. He absorbs the milk. I guess that works. But he's a VHS tape, though. That would ruin his insides. Swap out the cheeseburger for chicken selects with a fancy barbecue dip. McDonald's chicken is gross. I had it once and I hated it. I'll be honest. Triple cheeseburger. I've also never had a triple cheeseburger. That's a little too much for me, I think. Even I have my limits. Oh, Wabu's peacing out. Thanks for stopping by, Wabu. If you want to go to the Lost Media Wiki Discord, there's an invite on the homepage of the website. I don't have my own server, everyone always asks me, what's your server, LSSQ? I don't have a server. I've had servers in the past, and they all ended very horribly, so I don't have one anymore. Anything we would talk about in a LSSQ server, we could just talk about in the Lost Media Wiki one. So, Kekrak-chan McDonald's meal when? Which football team should Tracker be in? Ooh, I like that. I'm not even a big football fan, but I kind of like that. I mean, I gotta say the Patriots. Well, maybe not anymore. Maybe not anymore, actually. I take that back. Like, before Tom Brady left, I would have said the Patriots. But I don't know. I don't know if he shouldn't be on the Patriots. I honestly don't even follow football like at all. But I knew that the Patriots, because the Patriots were like I followed the Patriots because they were like my team. So I knew when they were good. But I honestly don't know anything about any of the other teams. So I know the Patriots are bad now, though. Like, they're really bad now. So, like, I don't think Tracker should be on the Patriots. I don't know what's, like, the second best football team, or what's the first best now, actually? There must be a first best. Unless, like, there's too many teams that are all... Like, the Patriots for a long time were, like, the number one, like, undisputed best. Maybe now, though, there's, like, a mix of, like, 3 or 4 different teams that are the best. What's up, Ian? Glad you could stop by. Oh, can't stay for long. Gonna go to the LA Dodgers. Go to LA for a Dodgers game. Cool. We're just talking about sports, actually. Tracker was a sports fan and I never knew. Joe said there's a Mandela effect about a Got Milk advertisement with Avril Lavigne. What the heck? Was it actually confirmed to be a Mandela? Mandela effect. I mean, I've never heard about that, but that's such a specific thing. It's really weird that so many people would be misremembering it. That's bizarre. Do you have to do a whole Lost Media video about Got Milk commercials now? Maybe now would be a good time to have another Swedish fish. Yo, what's up, Mel? Can't handle the meat. I just don't want to get a heart attack at like 30. Well, I'm not 30 right now. But I mean, like, if I had triple cheeseburgers every time I went to McDonald's, when I get to 30, I'd probably be in some trouble. I don't even really eat a lot of fast food. I try not to eat like a lot of it because I know it's like really bad. Hooray, cavities. That's why you brush your teeth, Kev. Someone, do you not brush your teeth? Perfect chance to do the Tracker Got Milk ad. Yeah, actually, if I did a video about it, I guess. The only thing I know about Connects is the Mario Connects. I don't think I ever bought a single like bag of Mario Connects or character of Mario Connects, but I have a display box that like the bags were like in, because I think back when Target had them, I found the empty display box just there, and it was back when I was like getting display boxes, and I said, "Oh, this is cool." I never even displayed it. I brought it home and I just packed it away. I really don't know why I even grabbed it. I guess because like at the time I was like getting anything I could. Ultimate Spider Plush is watching this live stream on their TV. That's really cool. Speedrun eating the whole Swedish fish bag. I'm surprised. Maybe this exists. Is there people speedrunning eating food on YouTube? I feel like that's a genre that like should exist. Yo, Sewer had Mario Connects. That's cool. I remember there were some rare ones too, like the blind bags had like rarities for the characters. I wish they would do like real Mario Legos, kind of like the Sonic ones, that were actually like, you know, like minifigures and stuff. I don't. It's cool what they're doing with the Mario Lego sets that exist, but I wish we could get like the minifigures and stuff. Lane said, "Did you know that there was this creepy animatronic hamburger tree that used to be at some random McDonald's location? There's footage of it, but the full audio that the animatronic plays is lost." Is that on YouTube? I want to see that. I want to see this hamburger tree. That sounds so weird. That is so weird. That sounds creepy actually as well. At a random McDonald's. Wow. That kind of reminds me of like the Bunny Up animatronic from Australia. Footage of that was found. Some really old footage was found that people didn't even think existed of the baby one making noises and stuff, which people thought was lost. Oh yeah, speed eating is a thing. They do that. They have their hot dog eating contest. I forgot about that. I guess I was just thinking more of like a meme kind of thing. Like you're not going to see competitive Swedish fish eating on TV. Jamie's New Adventures. What's up? Glad you could stop by. Fastest lost media to get found. I've thought about doing a video about that, but there's so much stuff that was just like found instantly. It'd be hard, and it'd be kind of like hard. Like I remember that Silver Sonic McDonald's toy game was found, and like the Animal Crossing DSs were found like right after I did videos on them and stuff. I don't think it would be too interesting. I think the script would be kind of hard to write, so that's why I haven't made a video about it. It's a kind of a cool idea though. Can you talk about the Mac Tonight radio ad? I think I've heard about that actually. We're talking about all this McDonald's stuff. Maybe I'll do a Lost McDonald's video at some point, honestly. If there's enough content to make a video about. He has the world record for fat. Matt Stoney is the ultimate food speedrunner. He has the world record for fastest Happy Meal eaten. Now that sounds like a meme category. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yo, Sewer with the Rainforest Cafe. Oh, I forgot about that place. Here's some personal lost media. There was a Rainforest Cafe location around me for years and years and years, and I remember at one point it had closed. And after it had closed, I had never gone back there because I wanted to see. I mean, I hadn't even eaten there for years. Also, I saw Nostalgia Mation. You have another super chat, so I'll get to that after this story. But there's a Rainforest Cafe location near me. I hadn't eaten there for years, but I heard it closed, and I wanted to go to see what it looked like all closed, right? And there was, but I never made it. I never made it back there. I never, went there to see it closed. And now it's like a furniture store or something, so it's long gone. But I wanted to see what it looked like when it was in its closed state. So I tried to find videos on YouTube of the mall that it was in around the time that it closed. And I did. This was a couple years ago. I found a video of someone. It wasn't a great video, but it was someone who was doing like a walk around of the mall, or they were vlogging something, and you could see it to the left side of them, on their left side. And I remember you couldn't see a lot of it, right? He didn't look at it with his camera, but I could tell what it was, and you could tell it was a little ominous with the way that it looked, because I had never seen, when stores close and stuff, like you have like the gates that come down, right? Like it's closed. These gates were like green. I had never seen green mall gates before that closed off like a storefront. So that was particularly interesting. And you could also see some of the inside statues and stuff, like they were like big mushrooms and stuff. Some of them, the way they were designed, they kind of like went out farther than the front of the store so you could see them from the outside of the mall, and you could see, even though the gate was down, like half of these like mushrooms and some other leaves and designs that were like cut off by the gate. It was very, very ominous. It was like, if you didn't know that was a rainforest cafe, you'd be like, why is there a big mushroom coming out of this green gate that's blocked off? And I wanted to see what else happened to, like, they had a fountain in the front with like an alligator animatronic, and I wanted to see if that was still there. I couldn't really tell. I don't have a good memory of what the setup of that was like. Anyway, though, I wanted to find that video again because I just wanted to see that little clip of the mushrooms and stuff in the green gate. And I looked, and this was this was like maybe a couple weeks after I even found the video originally. I looked and looked on YouTube for that vlog of that guy at the mall, and I could not find it. I don't know what I typed in to find it. I don't know how I found it originally, but I couldn't find the guy at the mall who vlogged when the Rainforest Cafe was like closed like that, and I never found it again. And like I said, now it's a furniture store and all the eeriness is long gone. But yeah, someday I hope I can find that video again. I haven't looked for it since, but it's probably not even on YouTube anymore. But I wish I had gone and had a better look at it when it was closed. I remember eating there a couple times when I was little, but I hadn't been in a really, really long time. And I also wonder too, I would have loved to have seen, and I don't know if these even exist, I would have loved to have seen what the inside of that Rainforest Cafe looked like as they were disassembling and destroying all the structures and the displays and the animatronics. Like, talk about a creepy sight. Someone actually did send me, I still have the pictures, I think, on Discord. Someone did send me pictures of, it was not my local Disney store, it was a different Disney store, I believe. Of the old, the old like Disney stores with like the displays, like the like the figure displays, the big statue displays up on the top of the stores, and the carpet was kind of like black, like the old style Disney stores. Someone had sent me a picture or a few pictures on Discord of behind the scenes, like demolition of like the Disney stores when they closed, and you could see in those photos the stores being like, all the carpeting was being ripped up. Some of the statues were like, smashed because they were closing the store. They were getting rid of everything. And that was so like, and a lot of the statues that they used, I think, in these stores were pretty much universal for all the locations. So basically it looked almost exactly like my location. And because my Disney store doesn't exist anymore either. And I just remember thinking, like, this is probably what happened to my local Disney store too. They probably did this exact same thing to all these things. They destroyed all the statues and pulled up all the carpet, and just like, to think that like someone got paid to destroy the store. It's like, it's creepy. When you think about that, it's just creepy. I don't know. It's really strange. So those are my personal lost media stories, but I don't have any pictures of the Rainforest Cafe being destroyed. So if any of you guys have pictures of the Rainforest Cafe being destroyed from the inside, let me know, because I would really like to see some. I saw Evan C said hello, and Chicken Nugget fan said hello. Sup? And then Nostalgiamation said, Kekrak-chan, Tracker, Shrek, Mario, SpongeBob, The Simpsons, Hey Arnold, Johnny Bravo, Sonic, Pokemon, Ice Age, Rugrats, and Jimmy Neutron Got Milk crossover. I'm down for all that except freaking Ice Age. I don't want no Ice Age in my crossover ad. Never a big fan of the Ice Age films. Also, I feel like that one probably makes the lead. Well, no, Shrek was DreamWorks. Ice Age was like not DreamWorks. I feel like Ice Age is the one that doesn't really fit with the other ones. But that would be a big crossover. And Make Endo said LSuperSonicQ lost media. I have a lot of lost media. I plan on doing a video about it someday. There's just so much, and I think someone asked me like every stream. I have videos I started and never finished, videos I've deleted over the years. live streams that I've deleted over the years, and like most of it is stuff no one would have except me. Some of this stuff I have found a lot of old things I never uploaded or that I've deleted from YouTube or whatever in my old files, but there's some stuff I have yet to find. Summit Zero's peace out. Thanks for stopping by though. Getting up early in the morning sucks, so that's unfortunate. Sewer said Ted Nevision did a video where he went to every rainforest cafe in the country. That sounds like a big meme. There's one in Texas that has a ride at one of the restaurants. Send me the link over Discord. Yeah, let me see that. I did not know there was a rainforest cafe that had a ride attached. That's really cool. I only knew the one that I had near me. Well, I knew there were other ones, but I'm only familiar with my local one. What's up, Skull Dreamer? It has been a while. Either all the mall cafes are the same or we went to the same mall. I guess it depends. Where you live. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same mall though. Apparently there are a lot of people that have that are familiar with the malls around me, which is kind of surprising. People leave comments in some of my videos and they're like, oh, I know that place. And it's like, wow, really? I didn't think anyone knew about that place. Meme God said, have you heard of the Johnny Quest contest winners ad? Someone was messaging me about that on Discord, and I think they said they were researching it, so I've heard about it through them, but I haven't researched it myself. Is the Rainforest Cafe physical lost media? Well, I would say no, because I think locations of things, basically my definition of physical lost media is its own thing, because I know the wiki doesn't, people argue whatever, but for my definition of physical lost media, I would say that locations would not be grouped into that same category, because my physical stuff would be toys or figures. I think locations are their own thing. Food would be its own thing too. Alexander, where can I find you on Discord? I'm in the Lost Media Wiki server. If you want to join that server, you can. Because I am in there, but other than that, you can just send me a friend request if you just want to talk to me, because I don't have my own server or anything, so it's just LSuperSonicQ. But that's basically where I am, is the Lost Media Wiki server. If you want to be in a server, because like I said, a lot of people ask me if I have my own Discord server, and I do not. I try to keep up with messages on Twitter too, but it's so hard. My inbox on Twitter is just destroyed. Think about playing Mario Kart. My inbox has been hit with 50 blue shells. That's how bad it is. Telepaths asked again, do you need me to send money to buy you food? No, I'm good. I think that was just a one-time meme that I bought the pizza. That was just because you guys wanted me to eat a pizza anyway. Why were we even eating a pizza? I don't even remember why we were eating a pizza. I think I said I was hungry, and someone said oh, please eat a please eat a pizza on stream or something, or someone wanted me to do that, which is why we did it. I think I'm almost, I have some Swedish fish left. Carolyn Cruz said, one of my brother's coworkers has McDonald's playground equipment in her backyard. That's cool. That's really cool. I love when people can preserve stuff from places that close down. Yeah, it was Epic Fun that donated to get the pizza. And it did take 4 hours. Yeah, I forgot about that now that you mentioned it, though. We did wait forever for that pizza. Um, but yeah, I like how people can preserve things that close down and stuff. That's really cool. Like you see that a lot on eBay too. Like stores that close, you can find like maybe signs or like shopping carts or whatever. I guess it's not the same as like structures and statues, but it's cool. It's cool when people can like save that kind of stuff because otherwise it just gets thrown away. Like I know this isn't quite the same as an example, but like when my local Toys R Us was closing, I went there and I asked if I could get some of the like Nintendo Switch. They weren't like plastic or anything. It was just like cardboard. But like some of the signs that were above like the Switch cabinets, and the guy gave them to me, which I thought was really cool. I'm glad I have those because I'll always know that they came from that Toys R Us above the Switch display. The link to the Lost Media Wiki Discord server is on the homepage of the website. It's on the right-hand side. You'll see it. There was a big discussion or a big thread on the forums, actually, Ada, about whether or not dreams are lost media. The consensus was no, and I have to agree with that. I can make an argument for physical lost media, but I can't really make an argument for like dreams or food or anything like that. No, the 4-hour wait was just because we had ordered it so late at night that I think like the guy was doing like several deliveries at once, and mine was like the very last one, which I didn't know before I ordered it. Like before I ordered it, it's like, oh, 30 to 45 minutes, which was a long time. Which is a long time. Like it's usually never that long, but I thought like, oh, well, that's not like, I'll still be streaming in 45 minutes. So, we can do that. And then it kept being pushed back because I think as more orders came in, it added to like the overall wait time because he was doing a bunch of deliveries at once. And, yeah, that was a disaster. I'm never doing like delivery again. Super chat. Thanks, Nostalgiamation. Kekrek-chan, Tracker, Bob's Burgers, Teletubbies, okay, we're gonna go through this. Okay, Kekrek-chan, yes. Tracker, yes. Bob's Burgers, okay, I'll give that a pass. Teletubbies, sure. My Little Pony, no, I don't like My Little Pony. Futurama, yes. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, sure. Naruto, yes. Pokemon, yes. Sonic, Kirby, yes. Family Guy, nah, not a fan of Family Guy. That's gotta go too. Pingu, Oswald, and Crash. Okay, I'll give those. I'll approve of those. Subway commercials. I think the real question is, why would Kekrok-chan be in a Subway commercial, though? That's the real question. I can't imagine a scenario why she would be promoting Subway. Also, we had $169 before. But now we have $179, but we have 69 cents. So we kept the 69. They were selling a Jeffrey Giraffe statue when someone's local Toys R Us went down. Alexander, yeah, Sunday. I think you were messaging me on Twitter about Sunday Pants, I think, right? I believe I did see those messages. I just didn't respond to them. But yes, I believe you're right. I was reading those. Everything's got to have a Subway commercial or a Got Milk commercial somehow, Nostalgiamation said. Honestly, it seems like that. I did not enable ads, so I do not know why you got an ad. YouTube kept telling me all night, now would be a good time to insert an ad, but I did not insert ads into the video. I enabled monetization, but I did not insert ads on my own watch. LSuperSonicQ Subway commercial when? I think we've talked about brand deals before at these streams and stuff. Matt's Conrail Chicago main line said, I'm lost. Okay. Alde Aldebaran said, is there a Lost Flash media compilation video? I'm a huge advocate for Lost Flash stuff. There is not to my knowledge, but maybe someone has made one. I know Flash content and like internet stuff in general is a really popular category of lost media, so I would be surprised if there was no video for that already. So yeah, maybe do a quick search and see if you can find one. I'm not familiar with one if there is. I've been wanting to cover that stuff for a while, but there's just so much. It's really hard to like, put everything together in a video about that. Even with mobile games too. I've been wanting to do a mobile game video for a long time, but again, it's just so hard to do that because there's just so much. Mr. Talking Machine said, there used to be a giant palm tree in an abandoned colonial house in my town that got removed and taken somewhere else recently. I wish I knew where, because I loved exploring that place. That reminds me of like the Liberty Tree sculpture mystery that I covered as well. Sacha, Valencourt said, hold up, what's the thumbnail? Looks really familiar. You're like maybe like this 10th person to ask this stream. It should look familiar because I'm sure you've seen it before, because it was a children's show that many people watched as a kid and they can't remember the name of, but it is going to be covered in tomorrow's Lost Media video, so I'm not going to spoil it. You'll have to watch tomorrow's video. It's the first segment, but you can watch it. Evan C's peace out. Thanks for stopping by. Do you think there are lost Hollywood movies or lost movies stored in Hollywood? Oh yeah, I'm sure there is. I am absolutely sure there are. Like without a doubt. I mean, probably just go on the Lost Media Wiki, or I guess maybe you mean stuff that wouldn't be on the wiki. I'm sure there's tons of stuff, honestly. I wouldn't even know where to begin looking for that stuff. You'd have to have access to the vaults. Nostalgia Mation, thank you. Is there a cartoon you hate the most? Also, yeah, you're over $100 again. Thanks for that. You're like top crocodonor of the month. Yes, I have a lot of answers for that, I think. Cartoons. Okay, I should have a lot of answers for that, because I know I've seen a lot of cartoons I don't like. I'm trying to remember now, like Well, basically, a lot of the Teletoon original... We've talked about Teletoon a bit on the stream already. A lot of the original Teletoon programming I did not like when Cartoon Network picked it up. Like the Total Drama series I did not like. Almost Naked Animals I did not like. Sidekick I did not like. Those are probably among my least favorite cartoons. I hated that era of Cartoon Network when they would just pick up a bunch of, Teletoon shows, because I didn't feel like they were on the same level of quality as Cartoon Network original programming. But also there are a lot of there are a lot of new, I guess adult comedy shows that I dislike as well. I looked at a few of them recently. There was one that was I forget what it was called. It was a Fox one, like High School USA. That was one of the worst adult comedy shows I've ever seen. I didn't even finish watching the first episode. It was so bad. And there were some other really weird ones I didn't really like. I don't watch a lot of adult animation though. I mostly watch Cartoon Network stuff. But Teletoon is probably my answer for that. I really don't like Teletoon original programming. Alexander said Robot Chicken has done parodies of shows that are lost media like Oswald. Robot Chicken did an Oswald parody? I gotta find that. ND Gaming said, do you ever think the Shrek animation test will ever be found fully? Yes, I do. Also, thank you for the super chat. Yes, I do. I think that's one of those things that I haven't been following the topic too closely, but I feel like it's one of those things that's the little bit that we have had to have come from somewhere, right? And that means that there's more out there that someone's going to unearth, and I think it's just a matter of time before that happens. I really think that's something else that's like it's going to show up someday, exactly like the parts that we have now. I really do. I wish I had followed the Shrek thing a little bit more, but it's a classic topic, but I hadn't followed it for as long as the topic existed, and like I didn't think it was going to be found just like when it was, so I don't know too much more about it beyond that. I think people were contacting someone that uploaded the parts that we have, and their comment section was spammed or something, so don't spam comment sections. Evan Reed said, "Hi, there's actually a lost pilot to Oswald you should cover." I've heard about that. I'm not sure exactly what's lost about it or how it's different, but I am aware that exists, yeah. Yeah, I don't like Total Drama. I was okay. The first Total Drama Island is okay. I remember watching that and it was like okay, but everything after that, like all the other series they did, were not. I did not like anything after the original Total Drama Island. Miles said, "I remember the time where I tried to binge watch Angela Anaconda. I ended up watching like 3 episodes. I mean, that's farther than I would have gotten. That's man, that's crazy." Charmy Sketches said, "Hey, LSQ, have you heard of the lost official Pokemon Furbies? People were telling me about some video that talked about them. I didn't watch the video, but I only know about it through what you guys have said, I guess. So now I'm aware of it." David Kelly said, "All right, lost media. I swear up and down that I saw a show or a commercial of a girl crying with some kind of bubblegum monster rowing a boat. This bit played regularly in Utah in the mid-90s. Anyone sound familiar? Sound familiar to anyone? I've never heard of that. It's cool that you have a location on where it played, though. Utah's very specific. Maybe other people from Utah would remember it, but I'm not from Utah, so I no clue. Yo, Kev, someone, buy yourself some more Swedish fish with this. Thanks. I think I will. I appreciate that. But I'll only be able to buy more of this flavor if they keep making it though. Like I said, I'm sure I'm gonna like go back in like a month and they're not gonna have this flavor anymore. I haven't seen the Discord server talking a whole lot about HBO Max, but they very well could have been. I think there was a thread on the forums about HBO Max, actually. I haven't been following it too much myself either, but I know there was some discussion about it. Sorry, Nostalgiamation. I remember watching it as a kid on Cartoon Network, and I think a lot of my distaste for a lot of those Teletoon cartoons was simply because, you know, I was like younger at the time and I didn't like the humor. I didn't like the style of the show. I thought they said, what did they say? I thought they even said like damn or hell or something in one of the episodes. And I thought like, wow, that's crazy for Cartoon Network. You'd never hear that on Cartoon Network. And like Owen, that character, he like walked around without clothes on a lot, like some of the times, and they had to blur it out. I'm just like, what? Like, it was just so strange to me. I don't think it fit on Cartoon Network at all. It was just a really weird show to have on there. I think it was even edited a little bit from the original Teletoon version. Jumpluff offers you gamer gummies? Like the Pokemon? I would not take gamer gummies from Jumpluff. Cutie Daisy said, "Hey guys, what's the thumbnail of? Sorry if I missed the answer. I have not told the answer, even though a lot of people asked, because it is going to be discussed in tomorrow's new video. So you'll have to wait until tomorrow to find out. It's the first segment, though, so you won't have to wait long. But it's a children's show that a lot of people have recollections of, but a lot of people don't remember the name of. So I'm not surprised that so many people have have said that it looks familiar, because it should look familiar. Oh, basically the lost media for the Pokemon Furbies is finding videos or articles about them. Well, I guess you could find the prototypes too. Honestly, I feel like I could probably. I have a lot of experience contacting people that worked on prototypes and stuff. I probably could. I don't know what the video covers or how extensively it covers anything, because I didn't watch it, but I wonder if I could find someone that worked on them. I probably could, actually, because I've talked to a lot of people from companies that worked on prototypes and figures before and stuff. Yeah, Teletoon was more mature, back to the Total Drama stuff. Yeah, Ultimate Spider plush. I did see the SpongeBob Help Wanted storyboards. Those were taken down, I think, from Twitter, actually, but I believe archives exist now. Um, um, oh, did they really kind of shoo it off the Lost Media Wiki Discord server? Well, I guess maybe I'm not surprised. I mean, I know how they feel about that, and in the past when I've made videos about lost figures and stuff, I don't even post my videos in there, because I know that they wouldn't like it. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, maybe, if I have time to watch the video. I still think physical lost media exists, but I just don't post. People have asked me, though, in the server before about lost figures and other lost things, but it never really gets to be like a big long discussion or anything. Honestly, I almost want to say like, if you made a thread on the forums, that I've seen physical lost media threads on the forums that no one does anything about. So maybe you want to post a thread there about that. And it probably wouldn't get taken down, especially if they saw me in the thread. I mean, they will probably not take it down. So maybe that would be a solution. Yeah, I think you would be the biggest help to the search. The original video is good but very basic, since the YouTuber mainly makes videos about. Okay, so it didn't get really into like contacting anyone or anything like that. Okay, yeah. I could, when I have time, I'll look into it. But if you make a thread on the forums, or maybe I can make a thread on the forums or something, I'll see what I can do. That'd be cool to like get an answer on that. How long have we been going for? Ooh, almost 2.5 hours. I think I'll probably just keep going until my computer dies, I think. So probably another half an hour. My computer might last another half an hour. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I believe in physical lost media. What about all the old Hollywood props that are gone forever? Carolyn Cruz said, yeah, I mean, see, I don't disagree with that. Oh, the discussions are still on Discord, but they're buried. Yeah, like I said, I would probably go to the forums with it because I think the forums are a little more like relaxed with the content that gets discussed there. Matt said, "Crypto, the Superdog is 2 lost action figures that never went into production. Prototypes supposedly exist, but no one's ever seen them, so we have no idea if they're real or not. Classic prototypes that have never been seen." Yeah, I don't know a lot about what company had the crypto license, but I am not surprised to hear that. That happens all the time with figures and stuff. What's your opinion on the low-budget kids shows that are lost? Oh, kind of like what's that show? Pink Morning Cartoon. Someone asked me hours ago if I thought Pink Morning Cartoon was ever going to be found. That's one of the things that I like. It's different than Slamfest in that Slamfest, enough people probably like I said, just enough people probably know about Slamfest. It was documented well enough for a copy to still exist. But I think with something like Pink Morning Cartoon, that was only specific to a certain region of the US and only certain people even know that it exists. So that, I don't know if that could be found again. That might be gone forever unless backups exist somewhere. But what's my opinion on low budget kid shows that are lost? Makes for a great YouTube video. They're pretty interesting. I like kids shows generally, whether they're creepy or not. So yeah, I think those are cool topics. Oh, Nostalgimation. Kekrok-chan and Tracker go to the Rainforest Cafe. That's another fan art I want to see. I want to see Kekrok-chan. Well, I guess the community is still up for debate on whether or not it's Kekrok-chan or Kawaii Croc. But I want to see her eating ice cream or eating Swedish fish and then going to the Rainforest Cafe with Tracker. Those would be good drawings. Cartoon Guy said, thoughts on the Nickelodeon Halloween bumpers and SpongeBob storyboards that were found. Yeah, the SpongeBob storyboards, I don't know like a whole lot about. I just saw they were uploaded and I think they were taken down, but archives exist. So that was cool. That was something that I didn't even know was going to show up or that it was lost. But the Nickelodeon Halloween bumpers, the zombified bumpers, those were cool to finally get unearthed. I did a video about that months ago and I didn't think we were going to find them so soon. It's like a collection of 3 Halloween-themed bumpers that had scary Nicktoons characters. Basically, like, it's something that, like, if you didn't know any better, you'd think it was just a creepypasta that someone was trying to, like, say exists. But we had found thumbnails of the videos of the little bumpers on Nickelodeon's website. So we knew that they existed, but we didn't have the actual bumpers, but someone was able to find them, I think, from a private Nick server or something. Details on that were a little sketchy, but they're out there now, and they're cool to see. So I'm really glad that mystery was concluded. The legendary canceled Tommy Silver figure. I remember that one, yeah. Oh, Retro Game Studios said, I still want to know where the Liberty Tree sculpture went. That was actually destroyed. I think I don't know if I ever covered that in a video. I thought I did. I thought I talked about that in an update video about that. But there was a conclusion to that story. Yeah, I got in contact with the director the original developer of the mall, the guy that like made the mall, and I think he's really old now, but I trust his memory on it because it just makes sense. He said to me that he believes it was destroyed. I think during the mall's renovation, during one of the mall's renovations, they took it out and they never brought it back in, and it's gone now. So, yep, that's a part of history that's never coming back, which is too bad because I don't know, just hearing about like sculptures and stuff being destroyed is like really unfortunate. I can cover any topic and make it interesting. Thanks. Yeah. I just really wanted to find it too, because it was like a mystery I kept seeing people talk about online. Like no one knew. And now we know. So it's just too bad because I would have loved to have been able to like find it and like say to everyone like, look, there it is. It was in this storage building the whole time. But it's like just too bad. Okay, what is go? Okay, Retro Game Studio said you did cover the tree, but no update. And I thought the original mystery had its own video, and I believe I covered it in an update video on Physical Loss Media. I think it's in the thumbnail of that video. I don't know. I know I did an update on it. I don't know if I actually gave the conclusion or not. But there was at least one update. But anyway, the last I heard is that it was destroyed, and the mall's creator told me that, or the developer. And now you're telling me you heard it's in the Berkshires on a ranch. Where did you hear that from? Because I need to know. Maybe the mall director is misremembering. I might have to open this mystery back up again, because that would be insane if the mall director or the mall's developer, keeps saying director, if the mall's original developer is misremembering and said that it's gone when it actually isn't gone, that would be a crazy lead. Man, I have to know now. What ranch is that? I need to see pictures. I need to I'll look for an update. Oh, I'll look for no, don't look for the other again. Tell me about the ranch. I need to know now. Because okay, now I'm like my mind is like freaking out. Oh, Sarah, what's up? Hey, I'm totally late. Kinda, but you're here now, so no worries. I'm freaking out over the Liberty Tree Mall. The Berkshire Eagle newspaper here. Oh, I read that wrong. The Berkshire Eagle newspaper, where I hunt 1 week a year, showed an article on it last hunting season. Do you have a scan of that? I need to see a scan of that. I need to see if there's a fucking picture of it in a. I just swore. If there's a picture of that in an article, you have to send me that. You have to send me that. Or I'll look for it if I have to. Like, holy crap. I mean, this changes everything. This is like someone telling you a piece of lost media doesn't exist anymore, and a new lead comes forward and says, "Oh, I've seen that. I might know where to find it." I mean, this is like crazy. I will check the camper we hunt in. There's a chance it may be there. Where do I send the scan? You can send it to my email, which is on my YouTube page. You can tweet it at me at LSuperSonicQ. You can send it to me on Discord, which my Discord is just LSuperSonicQ. Anywhere like that. Anywhere like that. If you can't find it though, do you know the name of the hunter paper thing? Do you know? Oh, is that the Berkshire Eagle newspaper? I'm going to screenshot that and look into it after the stream, just in case you can't find a copy of it. I wonder if it would be online anywhere. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. See, this is like the part about this that makes it so fascinating to me is not even the fact that it just might actually exist. It's the fact that the person who would know that I talked to was wrong about it, which is also really, really crazy. We've kind of run into that a little bit with the Slamfest search, actually. Like, we've had people say before that, like, they don't believe, like Golan and stuff, I guess is a really good example. I've had people who used to work at Golan tell me they don't think anything was saved. It's probably not there, so we're still making sure we're still checking with Golan. But, that makes me think, like, okay, they probably wouldn't have it. Let's look somewhere else, right? But you don't really think that, like, those people that are recollecting it who were there are like remembering incorrectly. I mean, of course there could be some level of like misremembering, but like, you know, if they're saying it's probably not at Golan, I don't remember recording anything, what are you going to do? Just say, no, you're making that up. I'm going to look anyway. I mean, you could look anyway, but so when the mall developer told me, no, it was destroyed. And someone sent this to me online too. Newspaper articles that discuss the mall's renovation, because the mall went through a big renovation in the early 90s, which is around the time when the tree disappeared. So I always thought to myself, how would they even get the tree out of the mall to begin with? Because it was huge. It was like 21 feet. How would you even get it out of the mall to begin with if it was so big? And I remember before they even got it out of the mall, I think, they had asked local historical societies if they wanted it to preserve it, and it was so big, no one wanted it. So you're renovating the mall, you have a 21-foot tree, no one wants it, and you can't really get it out of the mall, what do? You probably cut it up, you cut it all up, cut all the limbs up, all the limbs off, haul it out of the mall, and then no one wants it, so it goes to the dump. That's like, the pieces that I discovered, it all lined up, it all matched up. Like that story makes sense to me. So if some third party intervened at some point between it being taken out of the mall and then going to the alleged dump or just being destroyed, that would be a really big loop in the story. And I never even would have considered that was a thing. So if we can find actual evidence of this, if you're not misremembering that it's that tree, if I can read an article that says that is the tree, I know what it looks like, if I can look at it and identify that is the tree, that would be huge. That would be absolutely huge, because it means that the story that I've been told that has been kind of put together by the evidence I found is completely wrong. And I also can't believe that no one would remember that. No one would remember that they took the tree out and then like someone else grabbed it, unless the only thing I can think of would be if like maybe someone rescued it from the dump. If there was like someone who just like, after they had already trashed it, someone was at the dump and they said, this is cool, I'm going to save it. And that was just maybe the guy that told me, it doesn't exist anymore. He just remembers carting it off to the dump and just assumed it was destroyed. Maybe it was saved, it was preserved, and he just didn't know that, so he didn't tell me that. I don't know, but I'm really... Okay, I have to read all of these, all of Retro Game Studios comments now, just to make sure I'm up to date on the... Okay, will do. Give me a few days to check it. There's also was a Denny's restaurant in Danvers that had it on the wall years ago. I remember... There was also a Denny's restaurant in Danvers that had it... I know where you're talking about. That's gone. That had it on the wall years ago. I remember specifically because my mom said she remembered where the tree was. Installed years back. I'll get on it. Give me a few days. Hit or miss. The paper's called the Berkshire Eagle and Gazette. Local paper. I just looked online. No archives. Maybe I can get in contact with someone about that if I can't find it. So... Okay, so... Just for clarification, was this an article last year? You said if I contacted someone about this paper, what time frame am I asking them in? Was this something you said Thanksgiving last year, was it? Last hunting season, which was the week after Thanksgiving. So this would be like late November 2020. Okay. I'll see if I can maybe look yourself, because I might not be able to contact anyone, but just in case you don't find it, I'll see if I can find anyone that worked on the paper maybe. Also, what's the bit about Denny's you were talking about? Are you saying they had the paper article on the Denny's, or just a picture of the tree? I have pictures of the tree from the mall. Oh, you mean a picture of the tree on the ranch? Is it the same one they used in the article, the magazine article? Oh, also Belle said, I leave for 30 minutes and you start swearing. Yeah, I got excited. We're breaking new ground here. By the way, you missed previous two. Did I? Oh, sorry about that. I thought I was keeping up to it. So 2 4. 5. So 9. We'll add $9 to. Okay. Thanks for that. I don't know how I missed it. Unless I missed it while I was freaking out, maybe. Hold on, I have to just read what else. The Berkshire Eagle and Gazette and the only reason it was even relative to me and the people I hunt with was because we're from that side of Massachusetts, and it was, a local story that you hear about far away from home. And we hunt on Saturday. We hunt the Saturday after Thanksgiving for 1 week in Pittsfield, the gas station where we bought all the newspapers for reading material for the week. Okay. I just have to make sure if it's on a ranch somewhere, shouldn't we be able to find it on an aerial view on Google Maps? If Google Maps is up to date, I suppose you could. I don't know, though, because I know that the satellite through Google Maps takes a long time to update. It might not be there, though. I don't know the name of the ranch either, but if we had the name, we could look, I guess. Tenacious Ghost said, there was a Denny's that had the photo of the tree. The Denny's must have been a long time ago. I know the Denny's that we're talking about, and that's been gone for years and years and years. So that must have been... If Denny's had a photo of the tree, it must have either been while it was still at the mall, or if it was at the ranch, that tree must have been on the ranch for a long time, because that Denny's has been gone for years. I know the one that we're talking about. Denny's restaurant has photos of the area from the past, like certain things like Olympians, weird facts about the area, and they're all framed on the walls. That's where I saw the tree. Okay. Well, okay. Like I said, though, I know. Okay, so my new conclusion about this, my new thought process about this, is the fact that if the picture that you're remembering from Denny's was of the tree on the ranch, that tree must have been on that ranch for years and years and years, and no one knew about it, because that Denny's has been gone for years and years and years. So that would mean that if it was actually at the Denny's, the tree's been on the ranch for a long time, and no one knew. Okay, I usually don't open up other apps while I'm streaming, but I will go on Discord to see this, because I need to see if this is the tree. And, of course, Discord is going to be dumb now. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy if it's been sitting on a... I have to make a pilgrimage to the ranch if it's actually there. I will vlog a road trip to that ranch to see the tree if it's actually there, if we can confirm that's the tree. Holy crap. Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps. This is insane. What am I looking at? Wait, what am I looking at? I see your picture, Sewer. That's really hard to make out. That almost looks flat to me. That almost looks like two-dimensional. I honestly don't know what the tree would look like in an aerial view, but I want to say that maybe doesn't look... That's really hard to tell. I would say that doesn't really look like it to me. The actual Street View only shows up to 2009 and it isn't there. Oh, it wouldn't register as a 3D picture. I don't know. That's hard to tell to me. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. Oh, now my computer is going ridiculously slow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say that is or it isn't. It could be, but I can't really tell. I can't really tell from that one shot. I don't know. Okay, I missed a bunch of super chats, I think. Okay, Nostalgiamation said new name for the live stream: Lost Subway and got milk tank memes. I think you're gonna say like LSSQ freaks out over a tree. That's um Retro said the picture that was at Denny's was when it was installed at the mall, nothing to do with the ranch. Oh, okay. Because so I do have pictures of it at the mall. So okay, so the mall picture has nothing to do with the okay. I just want to make sure that that is not a piece of the puzzle somewhere. So the only relevance Denny's has is that it had a picture of the tree. That's cool because I actually didn't know that there. I'd never been to that Denny's. I didn't know that there was a picture of it there. That's cool that it was actually a picture of it was there. Long after it had been taken out of the mall. So that's kind of cool in itself. Jackson Teller said, I think I'm the reason why Toonheads episodes got found. Wait, how so? You didn't upload them though, right? No, I know the guys that uploaded them. If you are, that's really cool, but I'm not sure how. Oh, I mentioned those 2 unaired episodes of Toonheads in the Bugs Bunny Facebook group, and some people in that group knew Jerry Beck personally, so they... Oh, it could have been the same people. I'm not sure. Sarah's peacing out. Thanks for stopping by, Sarah. Sewer said LSQ is going to take all his super chat money and find the tree. Yeah, the most I can do right now, I think, is look for those papers while Retro also looks for them. Between both of us, we should be able to find it. Oh, Retro, do you know what the name of the ranch is though? Just maybe one more little piece of evidence that I can maybe use to look into. Because if I know the name of the ranch, that might be able to help too. Because I wonder where Sewer's picture came from as well. That might be important to know. But other than that, the most I'm going to be able to do right now is look for the people that did the paper. It would have been the week after Thanksgiving last year. Like, holy crap! I can't even believe that it might still exist. Because there must be pictures of the ranch, right? Like if we know the name of the ranch, there must be a picture of the ranch somewhere. Okay, well, if Retro says that, I saw Warlord Merv said, how long have you been part of the Lost Media community? I've been binge watching your videos lately and swear your knowledge goes back so many years. Yeah, I believe my first Lost Media video was 2015, and that was, I think it was 2015. But that was actually when I first discovered the Lost Media Wiki. It was 2015, I remember. Back when the Lost Media Wiki used the old .wikia interface. I remember Day with SpongeBob was actually one of the first topics I looked into, along with Kablam episode 29. And I remember the McDonaldland lock mystery a little bit too. Yeah, so back in 2015, that was when I first discovered the community. So it has been actually a long time. But I don't think I think I had some Lost Media videos on my channel in... If I didn't have any Lost Media videos on the channel in 2015, it was 2016. And 2017 was when I really committed to Lost Media. But I was in the community in 2015. So yeah, it's been a long time. It's actually been a really long time that I think about it. Pull over. This is the Lost Media Police sculpture. Could not be Lost Media. That's a good meme. Think you know how to find the ranch in your refrigerator. Don't you dare enlist the stream. Well, the way that Retro explained it, I would assume it's like out in the ranch. I don't think it would be inside something. It was a 21-foot tree. I don't think you could even really put that in a... Well, I guess you could put it in a shed or something, but... I would just love... Even if we knew the name of the ranch, I could contact the owners of the ranch and be like, hey, I heard you have a tree on your property. Like, is that... Like, even just knowing that would be a useful detail, but... I'll see what I can find. Maybe this will warrant an update video. Superpan said, you're familiar with Turn On, the failed sketch comedy? I've not heard about that, no. Was that like, what channel was that on? Or what channel was it going to be on? I've never heard about that. Warlord Merv, yeah, I messed that up. Warlord Merv said, must be cool seeing how big the community has gotten, especially in the past, like, 2 years or so. Yeah, that's one of the coolest things about Lost Media, actually, or being part of the community for so long, is you can really see it evolve. I've seen like just the interest in different topics change and the interest of the community change and like just so many things like that. Yeah, it's really cool being part of something for so long and like having that knowledge. There's actually a really cool video coming out. I'm not going to spoil. It might be a secret project, but I'm actually working on it, or I have a part in it, and it's a big thing covering the community, and I have a very large like interview portion in it. So you'll probably get some more insight in that video when it releases. I'm not making it; someone else is making it, but I'm part of it. Slim Cognito LSuperSonicQ uses the super chat money to find the tree and buy it. I mean, honestly, if I had room for the tree, I would love to have it, but I have no room for that. Yeah, like how would you fit a 21-foot tree in a shed? That's what I'm thinking, unless it's like a big ranch with a big barn and stuff. I don't know though. This is the first I've heard about it. I'm just really excited. Also, the frame rate's probably dropping because my computer needs to be plugged in now. I saw someone else said, Gunky said, personally still searching for the Encarnacion, but Chavez commercial feels like a complete dead end all around. And with that said, I think you will enjoy tomorrow's new video along with the answer on what the thumbnail of this stream is, because that's coming out tomorrow. And hint, hint at the topics. And I think with that said, though, since my computer's at 5%, and we've been going for almost 3 hours, I think you know what? We'll go to the 3 hour mark. We'll go to the 3 hour mark. So 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes, and we'll be at 3 hours. And I think my computer will last that long. I'm just thinking about that tree still. I'm just freaking out about that tree. If it actually exists in the mall, I have an email from the mall developer, and he literally said to me, like it was destroyed after it was taken out of the mall. And to think that it still exists somewhere is like mind blowing to me. Dogfrey, what's up? So yeah, you guys will probably be hearing some updates about that from me at some point. Yeah, just really excited about that. Alexander said, do you know how people got a hold of Sunday Pants episodes? I actually don't know how the ones were found that were found. I want to say maybe from people that worked on the show, because they seem like master recordings, not from like VHS tapes or anything, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I never really looked into where they came from. I don't think the wiki article explains it either. Man, I'm just thinking about the tree. I'm just thinking about it like, oh my gosh, that was a really big personal loss media to me, and I was really, really sad when I thought it was destroyed. So if it actually still exists, holy crap. Like, I just can't even believe that, like, it could actually still exist. It's just so exciting to think, like, as we speak right now, that tree could be sitting on a ranch in the Berkshires. Like, crazy. Also, yeah, Aaron, a lot of people were talking about the SpongeBob chocolate milk ad. I was going to cover it in a video, but it seems like a lot of people like already know about it and stuff. So if too many people make videos on it or talk about it before I can get to it, I'm not going to do a video on it. But what if the tree was destroyed? I mean, according to the what Retro said, it was there last year. So if you love the tree so much, why don't you marry it? I mean, I would, like I said a minute ago, I would love to have it, but I have no room for a 21-foot tree. I probably don't have money to buy it either. I don't know if they would even sell it. Why would it be on a ranch, though? That's so crazy. That is so crazy. I would love to know the lore behind that. Also, Jazzy Jazz said, who are you collabing with? Oh, Jax! Yo, hello, it's Jax Cheese on my alternate account. Was not subscribed on Jax Cheese. Whoa, really? It's surprising. Well, glad you could stop by, Jax Cheese. But unfortunately, we are actually just ending it because it's 3 hours in. But I will say, since you're here and since someone asked who you're collabing with, tomorrow's video will feature a new intro track by Jax Cheese, who does the songs for my videos. New animations by Foolish Connor, who animates, or no, CC Short, who does the animations for my videos. And finally, guest narrations by Sakura Stardust. So until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, all the super chats, and yeah, this is a really good stream. So until tomorrow night, Thursday night, around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, that's when my new video will be out. So until then,